for this shit. Got my fucking stomach in, never eat a fucking again. Better pray for all my sin, I don't feel no pain again. Fucking quit, got my fucking stomach in, I don't need a fucking again. Suffer now for all my sin, never feel no pain again. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Waking up like I ain't broke. All I need a fucking smoke. While I fucking walk, drink another fucking coke. Food just make me wanna choke. Got my stomach all like smoke. No, that's not a fucking joke. Clear my plate, I'd rather croak. Extra shit like a bad plot. Mentally, all I do is rot. Feels like I've been fucking shot. Fuck this love, I only suck my lot. Why so fat? Why so fat? You so ugly, got no tats. Why so fat? Why so fat?
Now you fit just like a mat.
If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
Feel so nauseous, I can't eat. All I want's to fucking sleep. Put it out, that's not a leap. I won't, so I'd rather weep. Fuck this shit, I don't know why. Makes me wanna fucking die. All I do is fucking cry. You won't see me eye to eye. I ain't hungry, eat no steak. Want no bake for your cake. Fuck them bitches, they all fake.
They just judge them on a snake.
Bile in my throat when I see a fucking note. I don't want a fucking choke. All I need's an antidote. When I die, so she wrote. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing. If I'm what I eat, then I must be nothing.
I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. God damn your righteous fucking plan, bitch. I ain't rich, I ain't what you wish. You will never be enriched. You're a leech, you're a fucking leech. You will never have no reach. What the fuck was there to teach? Learn my fucking own lessons. I'm my fucking own blessing. Who the fuck you messing with? Thought I'd never serve a diss. Mama ain't deserve no kiss. I'ma let her slit her wrist. When I'm done, I don't wanna be a bad son, but you fucking made me one. Now I'ma take this fucking knife and my own damn life right here. I don't wanna be my mama. Too much trauma, never saw the damn light. In this tunnel, I won't fight. I won't fight. I'ma fucking lay down, let myself drown. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I know angel bitch. I'm the devil you feared. Yeah. Why in the fuck did I leave? Why in my absence you grieve? Why can't my pain you perceive? Cause your own lies you believe. Didn't know you would conceive. The son of Satan deceived. I'ma take my fucking cleaver at your stomach fall. Make that shit mine, for that shit you fucking stole. I'ma take back my control. Dig me out a fucking hole. What the fuck, I got no goal. Getting high, pay the toll. Like my mama gave a soul. For them pills and these demons, I can't even see my veins. Kids are driving me insane. I'ma cut this damn pain. With my baby in my arms, won't be sounding no alarms. Slit my wrist and I'm gone. Yeah, no one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway. No one will save me anyway, cause I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm a son of a bitch, yeah.
Never be a hoe, never be a slave, never gon' break down. I don't want the dough, I don't want the pay, gotta get the change now. Never be a hoe, never be a slave, never gon' break down. I don't want the dough, I don't want the pay, gotta get the change now. Yo, coming up busting the game, don't want the money or fame. I want the public enrage, I want the government change. Cause they bend the rules for the revenue, so we better move right now. Just living proof, I'ma tell the truth, and what I never do is pipe down. What will it take? What can I say? Making them question the norm. If we never change, I don't see a way that we can weather the storm. We buy what they selling in stores, and accept what they tell us is for. You ready for war? Let's settle the score. The world of the rich is the hell of the poor. This ain't right, we don't fight, cause it's normalized. Overhyped, underpriced, it's a corporate lie. It's a corporate lie. Money's glorified. Overhyped, underpriced, it's a corporate lie. Never be a hoe. Never gon' break down. I don't want the dough. Gotta get the change now. Never be a hoe. Never gon' break down. I don't want the dough. Gotta get the change now. What is the difference between pro-life and misogyny? Free trade and monopoly. Sweatshops and robbery. What is the difference between capitalism and poverty? Freedom and worker democracy? Nothing. Obviously. What will it take? What can I say? Making them question the norm. If we never change, I don't see a way that we can weather the storm. We buy what they selling in stores, and accept what they tell us is for. You ready for war? Let's settle the score. The world of the rich is the hell of the poor. This ain't right, we don't fight, cause it's normalized. Overhyped, underpriced, it's a corporate lie. It's a corporate lie. Money's glorified. Overhyped, underpriced, it's a corporate lie. Never be a hoe. Never gon' break down. I don't want the dough. Gotta get the change now. Never be a hoe. Never gon' break down. I don't want the dough. Gotta get the change now.
Yo. Hey, how's it going, y'all? How's it going in 2021 for everybody? Hell yeah, hell of a year so far. Oh my god, roller coaster of a year so far, guys. I will say, so far it's better than 2021. No, wait, did I say we were in 2021? I meant we're in 2022. 2021 is gone, y'all. Gone. Hells yeah. I should probably fix the thing. Oh no, my camera. Why does this keep happening? There we go. And now I gotta resize it again. Hells yeah. Yo, what up? What up, everybody? I'm gonna try not to be too loud tonight. Alright, because it's late. Unfortunately, if you guys want me to be able to do, like, streams where I'm really loud late at night, y'all have to donate a hell of a lot more. Because, why is upside down? I don't know why that bothers me. It just does, because, like, that's not supposed to be upside down. Alright. How's everyone doing? Yeah, we can have a chill night tonight. We can have a chill stream. Why? You know what? I'm gonna take something off. I should actually, maybe I'm gonna just change. I probably should have done that before. Damn. Any plans for the new year so far? We'll talk about those. I think I need to get, like, something else to wear, because this is, like, I want to take all these layers off, and I don't like what's on underneath, so let's go exploring. I was like reorganizing my clothes earlier. I didn't finish. I meant to do a lot today, okay? I meant to stream today at like 8 o'clock, but I also didn't do that. Why is my stream still playing over here? That's not good. Well, it's whatever. Ugh. What do I even own that's worth wearing on this stupid stream? You know what? Y'all don't even deserve my good shit, which is not here anyway. You know what? We're going with stripes. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. If y'all don't like it, then I don't know. Go somewhere. Here, look, see, intro. Oh, no, wait. Oh, even better. Even better. I forgot we have this. I should put this up more if I just even when I'm still talking, but like so I can go off camera while on yeah. Damn. Why have I never thought of this? This is a very useful little clip thingy. All right. Oh no, I dropped something. I don't know what it was. I don't care. We're wearing the stripey thing. Because stripes, yo. Stripes. We're like a zebra. Alright. I don't know why I randomly start referring to myself as we. We. The royal we as a streamer, all right? If you're a streamer, you get that privilege, okay? You get to we yourself. If you're a streamer, you get to we yourself and not in the Lauren Southern way. Get it? Oh my god, that wasn't funny. Because Lauren Southern didn't pee herself. She shit herself. But it's still funny, goddammit. I don't care. I don't care. Made me laugh. Fucking Lauren said, why do I have a sonic screwdriver? I need to find new batteries for this. I'm like really sad that the batteries are dead and I can't find new batteries for it because I love this thing. I am also sad because I know I have David Tennant's screwdriver here somewhere. I don't know where. And I'm really mad that I can't find it. And like, I keep wondering, did I leave it back in New Mexico? But then I'm like, no, like I swear I had it here. It had to. And then I'm like, where the fuck would I put it? And I've looked everywhere where I might have put it, and I haven't found it. And I'm sad. Because I want my David Tennant screwdriver. I need it. It's part of my screwdriver collection. Now I don't know where my Tom Baker screwdriver is. Which is the only classic one I have, but let's be honest, all the classic screwdrivers kind of look the same. They kind of look the same. Except for Patrick Troughton's, who was literally just a pen light. A little pen light thingy that he literally used to undo screws. I was watching a classic episode of Doctor Who recently. It was really cute seeing him like demonstrate the sonic screwdriver by unscrewing this soldier's gun. And it's like, look what immense power I have. Now this thing is just a Deus Ex Machina, okay? I mean, let's be honest. This thing Anytime the Doctor needs to solve something quickly, it's Sonic it. All right. I don't even disapprove of that. It's just it's funny to see how long the long way it's come. Anyway, we'll talk about Doctor Who in a little bit because I want to talk about the special because I saw the special tonight. A lot of people saw it last night. I don't know why I wasn't able to find it. Like, it wasn't on any of the channels that we have. Maybe we just don't have the BBC. I don't know. I don't know if it was playing outside the BBC. People kept telling me just it's on the BBC. I was like, I can't find it. But it played tonight. Here, do the fucking Brits get it a day before us? Is that what happened here? Is that what happened? That's kind of that's nepotism, yo. That's gross fucking nepotism. I don't approve. That was Caitlin Bennett that pooped herself. Oh. See, I I fucked the joke up even worse than I thought I did. It's fine. It's still funny. I don't even remember what the joke was, but it's still funny. It's funny because it's still making me laugh even though I don't know what it was. That's the power of a good joke, okay? That is the power of a good joke. Yeah, I really wish I had the batteries for that. The batteries, I am only imagine drain really fast from this because it has like a touch sensor instead of a button that you put like, which is because like it's almost as if it's supposed to make it more natural that you just touch it. You just hold it and you point and think because, you know, you're supposed to point and think, there's not supposed to be a button. But then there is a button, this jarring out of place button that extends it and like I mean I get it. It needs a release to extend that, but like couldn't they have thought of something better if the way to activate it is to just touch on both sides? Like I feel like they could have come up with a better way to like, I don't know, whatever. Yo, what up, Origin? What up, everyone in the chat? What up, Tubian323? What up, some Persona user? And what up, the Marvelous Experimenter? How is everyone and everyone else who's not in the chat? How are all of y'all? I hope everyone's doing dope, okay? Meta Monkier, watch the 20th Potter anniversary. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be honest. I look, I appreciate Warner Brothers, and the stars of those movies trying to distance themselves from the author. As I've explained previously, I have very emotional connections to Hogwarts and Harry Potter and that universe, and I'm in a place where I'm still having trouble engaging with that universe right now because I kind of feel hurt and betrayed by the way JK Rowling has behaved. And I get it, they're trying to exclude her from it, but like it's very hard to remove the artist from the art sometimes. I get trying to do so, and I do believe that there are plenty pieces of art that like grow beyond the artist. In fact, there's like, just look at Lovecraft. I've talked about this before, that like Lovecraft is one of those properties that like it's better than what was a lot of the stuff that spawned from it is better than the original shit, right? And Lovecraft himself, he was a racist and not a very pleasant person, but he created dope shit. And I believe it's supposed to do that. And I would really love, for me personally, to get over my personal feelings towards Miss Rowling so that I can so I can enjoy her work again. But I'm still in a place where it's not very easy for me to do that. And I do admit, part of that is definitely down to her behavior and my just not wanting to engage with that. Part of it is my own internal work that I need to do, because like, I don't know, like, for me personally, like, Harry Potter was such a comfort for me, in some of my darkest times, literally. Like, I there were times when I like had really really bad episodes, like mental breaks. I had to be I had to be picked up from school a number of times. A couple times they called the ambulance, which I hated when they did that. Um, but normally I just had to go home. But like, I was having like really bad traumatic episodes, and I couldn't cope with being in public. I couldn't cope with being in school, being around other people, and like I would like I was really bad. All right, I was really 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 bad, really paranoid, really freaked out, and like um one of the things that always made me feel better was Harry Potter. And for a time, like any time that like I had a really bad episode and had to like go home early or was feeling sick, I would watch Harry Potter. Because Harry Potter, it felt very comforting. And I've talked about this. Like, it felt very comforting for and relatable, you know, a character like Harry Potter and the stuff that he goes through, and you know, him finding himself, and you know, discovering himself and discovering friends that accept him for who he is, and learning to accept himself for what he is, even though, you know, the people that brought him up hate that very thing about him. um a lot of that is really really relatable, okay? And yeah, for a young person that is going through a lot of shit, and going through the fallout of a lot of that shit, those were probably my worst PTSD years. Like, having like just mental breakdowns on a weekly basis, and just having like panic attacks, like, and when you say panic attack, people think like, oh, you're just panicking, oh, you're just scared. No, I mean, like, you feel like you're having a heart attack, you can't breathe, you feel like you're gonna die, you're terrified, the walls are fucking closing in on you, and like, you don't even know where you are, even though you're sometimes surrounded by people. It can be very traumatic, okay? And going through stuff like that, like, for me, like, I needed something that would comfort me, that made me feel happy and safe. And that was Harry Potter for a while. All right? And a couple other things, but Harry Potter was really really important to me, and I read the books or listened to them on audiobook and re-listened to them over and over and over. Um why is my no, not the be right back thingy. But yeah, like, that's why, like, for me, it's hard to engage with it now, and just feel that like the creator who created all of that is like, I don't know, the idea that like she just hates people like me for no reason, and would treat us like garbage without a second thought, is really disappointing and disconcerting. And like I said, it's probably something I'll need to get over, you know, in time. um no, my parents did not let me watch it. That was part of the reason why it appealed to me so much, and really connected with me when I did watch it. um I didn't watch Harry Potter until I was in high school. I was like 16, 15, 16 when I got into it, when I really got into it. And that was also when I um moved out of my parents' house because I had way too much bullshit going on there, and I was dealing with the trauma and the fallout from the abuse that I had dealt with. And so I saw what you said there too. What would you do if someone if a Doctor Who creator came out as transphobic? I'll be honest, it would really depend on the Doctor Who person. The nice thing about Doctor Who is that Doctor Who is always such a different show, and it's never really in the hands of the same people exactly for too long. So if I found out that the current creators were transphobic, well, I would go back to the content before that I enjoyed. And if I found out that one of the doctors that I really liked was transphobic, it would probably really suck to watch that doctor's content. But honestly, the Doctor is such a much more important character to me at this point. And this is what, like, because if Harry Potter was a better story, I would look past my, like, emotional weirdness with it, and I'd just be like, nah, I just want to go experience it again. But, like, the fact that for me it's not even that worth it because Harry Potter isn't that amazing, Doctor Who is amazing to me. Like, even if I found out that everyone who worked on it was this evil secret transphobes and misogynists and pieces of shit, you know, I mean, it wouldn't, first of all, it wouldn't track with what Doctor Who is. It wouldn't track with what the show has been doing and continues to do for years. It also, what was that saying? Yeah, the show itself is very left-leaning and very very clearly very pro LGBTQ+. In fact, a lot of people read Capaldi's Doctor as a queer icon, not just myself. And yeah, it's very clear the what the show's opinions are. But yeah, like, it would really depend for me. Like, if the show suddenly fell into the hands of someone who is transphobic, and we got like a series of like really questionable content, I would have to be like, well, I don't like this series, I don't like this particular era, this Doctor, whatever, but I still like the show and what it's done for me. And honestly, Doctor Who, as much as Harry Potter was really influential for me for a time, Doctor Who is far more influential to me and continues to be in way more substantive ways than Harry Potter could ever hope to be. Okay, I want to be clear. I don't think Harry Potter is some masterpiece at all. Okay, it's really not. It's really not. Harry Potter's not a masterpiece. Okay, it's just it's a thing. It exists. It's good. It has some good elements. It also has some really really yikesy elements. Yeah, I don't know. Try explaining to boomers why why some of the elements in Harry Potter are a little yikesy. I was trying to explain to my aunt, because I don't know why my aunt brought up JK Rowling on Christmas and was like said something about how she's such a good, she's so amazing. She taught kids to read, and she's done so, almost like she was like saying things in defense of her, almost as if, because I hadn't said anything about J.K. Rowling, or maybe I did. I know she brought her up, and I was maybe just like, her, whatever. I didn't like go in on it or whatever. I was just kind of like, okay, And she felt and I was just like, look, look, she's transphobic. She is very bigoted towards people like me, And it's very concerning and very disappointing, especially because, yes, I know the value of her work, and I have enjoyed her work for many, many years, and I would love to continue to enjoy her work, but she's kind of made that hard for me. And then, I don't even know why I tried, like, explaining, like, the thing about, well, Dumbledore, making Dumbledore gay, but then not actually, and then the thing about the house elves enslavement and that never really getting resolved, and the goblins, and like boomers just don't they don't get it. They don't get it. It's just like, I don't understand how that's racist. That's not racist. It's like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. All right. I don't want to ruin it for you. If you enjoy it, still fine. Good for you. Okay. Oh, Harry Potter absolutely has some flaws, okay? A lot of flaws. Yeah, the just like the Dumbledore queer baiting thing is really, really annoying, okay? Really annoying. They need to quit with that, and just like the only way I will forgive the Dumbledore queer baiting bullshit is if they give us they need to, like, I'm sorry, there's what, 3 more movies left? Give us an explicit, I want to kiss. I want to kiss between Dumbledore and Grindelwald at this point, okay? Like, don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Y'all are not allies. Okay, you wanna Warner Brothers. You wanna push JK Rowling out of the picture? Fantastic, fan-fucking-tastic. You can start by throwing out that stupid right-wing flirting nonsense. We all know what she's doing. We all absolutely know. She refuses to piss off the very right-wing base that follows her and enjoys her or supports her. She knows who she's playing to in a lot of ways. Like, she's trying to play to both sides, but like, it's clear which side she values more, which is kind of strange. Because she's not really going with the majority, but I guess she feels like she can stir up more controversy as like a counterculture figure, I guess, because being establishment is now cancel counterculture somehow, being like, oh yes, anti-queer. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'm maybe not explaining this the best way. It's hard to explain, but it's a scummy thing to tell your audience that, like, this character is gay. It's not explicitly in the text, so it's not actual, like, explicit representation that people got to deal with whether they like it or not, which is kind of the whole point of LGBT visibility. Is we're here, we're queer, get used to it, right? Like, how are you gonna be like, we're here, we're queer, get used to it, when you won't even explicitly show your characters being queer? Or even like, I'm sorry, like, first of all, special friendships can exist. Friendship is magic, I agree, okay? Wonderful. But come the fuck on. Like, you can't say a character is gay, but then be like, oh, well, we're not actually gonna, like, even, no one's gonna say, oh, I think he might be gay. Like, it wouldn't even be said in the text. It's just not, just all innuendo, you know? Like, oh yes, I think he's a bit different. Oh yes. Oh. They don't even do it. Like, they don't even give us that. They don't even give us that. They literally, they give us nothing. Just some passionate looks between Dumbledore and Grindelwald. Like, And I'm saying this as someone, I didn't even care for the movies. I wasn't looking forward to them. I'm not enjoying them. I watched the first one 2 or 3 times now, and I've seen the second one once, and I don't care to ever see any of them ever again. I may end up rewatching them when the other ones come. I'll probably just wait until they're all out and like on a streaming service, and then just binge them all again, so I can like see, because I don't care to watch them as they come out. I couldn't finish the second one. The second one was, it was in some ways better, but in some ways really worse, because like they had a ton of good ideas and then a bunch of really stupid ideas, and like the good ideas and the stupid ideas are all mixed in and tangled, and it's just a mishmash. It's a mess. It's a fucking mess. Okay? It's a mess of a movie. Like and it sucks because I don't know. I actually kind of like Newt Scamander, but I don't like him as the main character. He should never be the main character. I don't know why the fuck you can't, like. That's what I couldn't put my finger on before. Yeah, Newt Scamander is not a commanding enough presence to be the main hero. Like, he doesn't even like. He doesn't even have like subversive hero vibes like the Doctor does. I mean, look at him next to Matt Smith's Doctor. They look very similar. They have very similar aesthetics, but Matt Smith's Doctor can command the screen. Newt Scamander's, I'm not quite sure of that. Oh yes, I do think, wait, oh yes, like, I'm sorry, that's not a compelling hero. Like, I get even trying to be like, okay, like, let's represent, like, quieter people more as, like, our hero. But, like, I'm sorry, then you gotta do something to make him more interesting. Because, like, I like him. I'd like him if he was a side character. If he was, like, the Ron Weasley. I don't like him as the Harry Potter. He's not a Harry Potter. I'm sorry, he's just not. Making the snake a lady was forced. Yeah, I'm of two minds about that, because see, some of the stuff with like the Voldemort stuff related shit, the snake stuff, like part of that, or the Death Eaters, or the people that are the ancestors of the Death Eaters, you know, those people, the early Death, I don't know what they're called. I don't remember. I barely I barely remember a lot of this movie, but like, I liked some of the stuff with like the focus on some of the villains. Okay, some of it was good. I like making Nagini a woman. I feel like it could have worked if they. If and again, this is why, like, a mishmash of good, kind of okay and decent ideas all piled together and executed really poorly, if you don't focus on a character and make them compelling, make them interesting, then just adding them on as another, oh, this is another piece of the puzzle, this is something else surprising, that's not good writing, and that doesn't make people care about the character, okay? No one cares about Nagini as a human now because they didn't take the time to execute her properly. Maybe they could have. Maybe they could have made her somehow like a tragic character in some way, or they could have like shown like why she is just as evil as Voldemort, if not more. They could have even like planted the seed that like maybe she's been playing Voldemort all along. Like, I don't know, but like the fact that she's just kind of there and like doesn't really serve much of a purpose to the story except just to be there and to be like, hey, we made Nagini a woman, isn't she sexy? I just keep I have to ask myself, like, why Like, okay, yeah, whatever, she's hot, I don't care. Like, can we have, like, some utility to this character? Or can they just not be here, please? Yeah, it wouldn't have come off forced if they had characterized her more, if they'd have, like, showed her backstory, her as, like, a child, like, throughout multiple movies, and then showed her slowly become evil. Like, I don't know. Like, honestly, this Fantastic Beast shit, it shouldn't be a fucking series of movies. This is stupid. Like, I don't know why these publishers, companies, whatever, I don't know why they don't understand this. Why they don't like, look, even the Harry Potter, the original 7 movies or 8 movies, because of exactly the problem I'm talking about, telling these stories in the space of a movie is not the optimal way to tell a story. It's just not. TV shows are far better for getting your story told, because in a TV series, they could have maybe actually, like, imagine, because honestly, imagine if Fantastic Beast was a series. Imagine, and I guess, like, the first one would be series 1 and the second one would be series 2, and, like, that would work. I feel like the second movie would work as, like, a series with, like, different episodes, like full episodes, so the story can breathe, so that the characters have space to breathe. Because I liked some of the stuff with some of the villains. I liked how it was, like, seeding into Voldemort's origins a little bit, and I thought that was kind of interesting, and I wanted to learn more. Honestly, it should have just been a movie about the villains. I get it. We got to try to have a hero so that it's palatable to audiences, but, like, honestly, make the hero Dumbledore. Yeah. Okay, explain to me why Dumbledore. Oh. I know why Dumbledore's not the hero. Because then they couldn't give him a love interest without having to explicitly recognize the fact that he is gay, and they can't not have a love interest in these movies. They gotta be. It's Hollywood, okay? That's why, like, the first movie felt so out of place in the Harry Potter universe. By the way, anyone who's only seen the first Fantastic Beasts and not the second one, I'll forgive you for thinking that, like, the second one has the exact same tone as the first. It doesn't. The second one is actually kind of better in a lot of ways, because the first one really has the tone of a romantic comedy. Like, right? It felt like a romantic comedy. I was like, why are we watching this romantic comedy, these two couples that are falling in love in the 1920s, but there's magic? Like, it really did seem like a period romantic comedy that also happens to take place in the Harry Potter universe. The little bits and pieces we get about Newt Scamander's connection to anything important going on are minimal at best. Like, minimal. He almost may as well not even be a part of the story. But they added him to, like, have a main focus to make it feel, I don't know, like, magical or whatever. And like, this is so romantic, and it's not romantic. And honestly, I don't really think it should be. I don't think, and I do really think that it struck that tone. The first movie was trying to be very romantic. Like, I don't think that tone, that should be a secondary, a third, or a tertiary tone, rather, not, like, such a main focus to the fucking story. I want an origin story of Voldemort, but recast the kids. Make Dan his dad and Rupert Ratman. Yes, I don't know what you mean by Dan. I don't know what names you're saying, but no, I want an origin story of Voldemort as well. I'd like to see. See, it would be interesting to see some bits and some like I'd like to see a story of Voldemort's uprising and, you know, Harry's parents in school, you know? Although it'd be kind of hard to do that because we've already established Harry's dad in school was kind of an asshole and a bully. Dan Lewis from Doctor Who. Yes, Dan. I like Dan. He's a good companion so far. We'll get to that in a minute. We will do a spoiler discussion, okay? And I have a thing, okay? Look, I have a thing, guys, for when spoilers are being talked about. I guess I should be having the spoiler thing up for the Harry Potter movie, but I imagine most of y'all don't really care. I've not met many people who give a fuck about Fantastic Beasts spoilers. But yeah, see there you go. There we go. See, we got River Song warning us of spoilers. And that will come up whenever spoilers are being talked about. Spoilers. You look stunning tonight. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do. I look kind of cute tonight. I don't. It's the lighting. I got lucky with the lighting tonight. I look horrible underneath, I swear. I've yet to actually see the second one, but I haven't really planned to be honest. Like, yeah, most people haven't. And I get why you wouldn't have if you saw the first one and haven't heard much good about the second one yet. Like, that was kind of my like, because here's the thing: if it was good, we all would know by now, right? If it was amazing, like, everyone would be talking about it. But like, anytime any of us hear the movies being talked about, it's like, oh yeah, that sucked, and it's like, oh well, good to know. Guess I don't gotta watch it. But I think the second movie is bad in a way that, like, merits experiencing it for yourself to kind of get a better understanding of why it doesn't work. Because I'm of the opinion that the second movie could have worked a hell of a lot more if the elements that were more focused in that movie were just the main focus of the series, and we just completely either cut the Newt Scamander bullshit or made it a side thing, like a side, make him a side character that, like, because I'm so, like, yeah, what these movies really should have been, what they should have been, is Dumbledore's origin story. Especially because we didn't get that in the 8th movie. We got, like, little, like, tiny slivers of it. But if you read the 7th book, which was split in 2 for the movies, and they got to that part of it in the 8th one, they really, like, barely touch upon Dumbledore's backstory. They go in so much more detail in the book, and really important details, and interesting details I wanted to learn more. And so if you'd have told me, hey, you know that little snippet of Dumbledore's history that we got in the 7th Harry Potter book, and you know how you wanted more of that? Well, guess what? They're making an entire new series of prequel movies that completely focus just on that part, on that segment of Harry Potter history. Aren't you excited? I'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm excited. When do they come out? But then I guess I'm glad that I wasn't told that. And I just saw the Fantastic Beast trailer for what it was and was like, oh, this doesn't look like it's for me, but I guess I'll check it out because I kind of like the universe, and we'll see what's what. Yeah, and I get why anyone who did know beforehand what the prequels were going to be tackling, I understand why they would be more disappointed, because it is just really disappointing. Over, like, this should have been Dumbledore's backstory. Like, this should have been, the main focus should have been on Dumbledore. He should have been the main fucking character. We should be following him and his relationship with Grindelwald, his acquiring of the Elder Wand, stuff like that. And yes, their love story. If you want to put a fucking hetero love story in there so you can fucking appeal to the straights, I guess you can do that too. But instead of taking something that should have been a very queer backstory and a queer love story, it should have been a queer love story. They took it and made it a hetero romantic comedy. And I think that's what I'm most disappointed in from Fantastic Beasts. Like, that's disgusting to me. And it just shows, it just kind of shows you why JK Rowling is a piece of shit. And why she's kind of always been a piece of shit. And a lot of us didn't realize it because she was only kind of just being like, she wasn't being hateful yet, right? She was trying to, like, okay, here's some token support for the gays, but we're not actually going to be explicit about it. We're not going to, because let me be clear. There's a reason why that matters, okay? She's not putting her foot down and saying, I support this. She's not saying, I don't care if you bigots out there have a problem with gay people. Gay people exist in the real world and in my story. Deal with it. The fact that she won't say that means that she's saying out of one side of her mouth, I care about gay issues. But out of the other side of her mouth, she's saying, I don't care about gay issues enough, though, to explicitly support them in my work using my massive platform, because I don't want to piss off the bigots. That's not okay. That's not okay. That's it's scummy, okay? And it wasn't like explicitly like, oh, she's being horrible, but like it kind of, I could only imagine, because honestly, I didn't really pay much attention or care. I don't know why I didn't care that much about queer representation. Well, I guess because I viewed myself as a male, so it became easier to just tell myself that, like, yeah, I relate to the male character in this, because, like, he's attracted to a female, and, you know, I guess for me it's like, okay, it was like that's good enough, because that's who I convinced myself I was at the time. But I guess now, like, queer representation is a lot more important to me, because I recognize how sorely it's missing. And, like, a lot of people tend to look to media for, like, oh, what's normal, you know? And it's good to be able to not do that, you know, to not rely on media to tell you what's normal. But at the same time, you can't change the fact that other people do. And you also can't change the fact that it kind of does suck to not see yourself sometimes. It kind of does suck when all the love stories are ones that you can no longer relate to, or that maybe you've never really related to all that well. And you just told yourself you did. It can be tough when, like, you're constantly being told in media, this is what a thing is supposed to look like. And then you barely even have any experiences of your own to compare them to. Like, that's why, like, especially, like, for a lot of young queer people, like, they'll never know unless they see it, unless they're informed that, hey, this exists, and you're allowed to be this. And it really sucks because, like, for years, like, the Christians have done the whole, like, oh, they're trying to brainwash you and turn you gay with their gay propaganda and their trans propaganda. But, like, the truth of the matter is, they know that's not true, but they say that because they know that using bad faith, they can make it look like that, because a lot of queer people, a lot of trans people, and what LGBT people in general don't really know what they are until they come in contact with it and are like, oh, because you sometimes you don't know what you are until you have a context for a thing. Like, you can be experiencing a thing but not understand what that feeling is until you have the proper context for it. And so a lot of young queer people don't. So it can be really shitty, especially to, like, tease queer people with, like, oh, here's some representation, here's representation, but then never actually give it to us. Because for me, like, at this point, I'll be honest, I kind of, like, relate more with just, like, gay romances in general, okay, more than straight ones. And whether it's two girls or two guys, like, in general, just, like, I can relate to gayness a lot more. Not to say that I can't relate to, like, hetero love stories. I can. It just gets tiring to see over and over and over, and just see it reinforced everywhere that, yup, this is what your common love story looks like. To a boy and girl fall in love, and I'll say this too, it must also suck for, like, poly couples, or, like, not couples, or poly people, right? Poly people who maybe don't have, like, the normative monogamous relationship. That must suck too. I can't really relate to that as much, but I can imagine being like, you know, you don't really, like, I'll be honest, like, it's hard, it can be hard sometimes to imagine even, like, engaging with something until you see it, even if it's only in art form, even if it's only characters. If you see characters that are, you know, living a certain lifestyle and they're fine, it can kind of make you, you know, reinforce the idea that, like, yeah, that it can be normal. I can be a normal person and still, you know, this is another thing about me. You know? I'm gay. I'm this, I'm that. I'm poly. I'm asexual. I'm whatever. Like, you could be anything. And, like, a lot of those things. Asexuality is another thing we don't get a lot of representation for. Having romance plots everywhere is tiring, to be honest, and heterosexual romance plots being everywhere is absolute agony. Yeah, it kind of is. I'm kind of just sick of it, especially, like, after, like, every attempt at a heteronormative relationship that I've had has ended up in flames, you know? So, and, like, I haven't really had a good, like, queer relationship yet, because, you know, I haven't really been dating a lot since my breakup. You gotta take time, you know. You gotta get back on the horse, as it were. But like, it would just help, you know? It would suck less to see more shit where there's like gay characters falling in love and it's normal, right? It's just normal. And it's not some big deal. It's not like all like the entirety of their character is this is gay person. It's not played for laughs. It's just normal. Like, yeah, it sucks not being represented, and it really, like, it sucks that, like, most people don't understand this because you don't notice how much it sucks to be represented until you're not. And that's the thing. Like, I used to be able to find more characters that I could be like, yeah, like, I could relate to that guy or that guy. But, like, once once I'd come to understand myself more and be like, oh, I'm not a guy. And, like, well, I relate to a lot of I already did relate to a lot of female characters. In fact, that was my argument for why it doesn't matter that guys, you want to hear something funny? Legit, that used to be my argument for why representation in media doesn't matter, because I was like, what? You can relate to all kinds of characters. I relate to a ton of like female characters. I relate to a ton of black characters, you know? But as I've talked about before, the reasons that I've related to those characters, well, it's obvious, I think, why I relate to a lot of female characters. And I can relate to a lot of black characters because, you know, I've talked about this before. It's one of the reasons I related very closely, like, when watching shit like Everybody Hates Chris. Because it's like, I can't relate to all the experiences, but, like, I can relate to, like, being poor, definitely. I can relate to growing up in strict / abusive households. I can relate to growing up in hyper religious households. There's certain cross sections there where I'm like where I can empathize with black characters a little more than certain other characters. And yes, I can relate to white male characters, okay? Yes, I can. There are good white male characters. Absolutely there are. Okay? It just like, it's just funny because, like, when you talk about representing other groups, white dudes, like, lose their shit. Like, fedora tipping skeptics on the internet all have, like, collective fucking tism fits. And absolutely lose it. Because, oh my god, they're trying to force representation and they're like, you're not losing anything. You're really fucking not. And look, I agree forcing representation is bad, but like, maybe not it's better than nothing, first of all. And if we don't want to force representation, then okay, can we work on some actual good representation? Yeah, JK Rowling should have showcased the relationship of Dumbledore and the other guy. Really missed opportunity. And they can't make an excuse now that they want to represent when they don't. It's there. What? I don't know what you mean, but like I said earlier, now that they're distancing themselves from her, now that, like, Warner Brothers and the Harry Potter franchise is being like, okay, she's kind of, like, over there, right? Yeah, like, it's time. It's time. Like I said, there's 3 more movies. There's 3 more movies. They can absolutely focus. I'm still not gonna forgive the first 2 movies, and I'm still probably not gonna like the franchise all that much, but or the prequel franchise all that much, but it would at least start to go a little ways towards maybe mending some of the many horrible blights that JK has left on her work. I would prefer no romance plots, but if they're going to put one in anyway, I'd rather they do something different instead of the same old thing. Yeah, I think there's too many romance plots and everything in general as well, but like I don't mind them being there. I would just like them to be more diverse if they're there. They don't like that's the thing. They don't even have to be ones that represent me. Just be more diverse, okay? Like if there's going to be a romantic subplot in an episode of a show, like how and I know like at this point like it's like interracial couples or like minority couple, like, which is fine, but like it would be nice to see more queer representation there as well. Okay, it just kind of would. I guess. Okay, we gotta talk about something specific now. Okay. I think it's time to talk about the Doctor Who New Year's special, because some of this does relate to some of what I've been talking about, but I will have to warn, yeah, we're gonna be talking spoilers, which, okay, to be clear, okay, I guess I can do like a spoiler-free, like a spoiler-free review of it. If I'm gonna go spoiler-free, it was good. I actually genuinely enjoyed it. I'll be honest, the cold open had me going, wait a minute, what? But when I realized that the cold open wasn't doing what I thought it was doing, which I thought it was trying to fake us out and leave us on a cliffhanger, when I realized that's not really the purpose of the episode. I think it's in the description of the episode that it involves time loops. So I don't think that's a spoiler, but it was a very interesting episode, interesting return of the Daleks. Kind of ties it into the Flux thing, but not really. If you haven't watched the Flux shit yet, the New Year's special really shouldn't affect your viewing experience, because it really doesn't build upon anything at all, really, that's happened in the Flux. But there is some interesting character development that I personally think is coming a little bit late, actually extremely late, considering Jodie's run is almost over. Same with her companions, like, they all got some interesting character development, and the run is almost over. I kind of would have liked to see more done with that. It almost feels like Chibnall left all the character stuff until after Flux, because he wanted to focus on making Flux this, like, interweaving, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey puzzle of an adventure, and it just... I wish... Have I talked about Flux already? I can't remember. I don't remember if I did my overview of Flux. My overview of Flux is that, you know what? We'll talk about that later. Okay. But yeah, if you haven't seen Eve of the Daleks, go watch it. It was kind of said that, like, oh yes, this is like the ending of the Dalek New Year's trilogy. It is that. I wouldn't call it that, a trilogy, though, because it's a trilogy in the sense that they're all New Year's themed and they're all Dalek themed, but this third story isn't really connected to the first two in any way, which was kind of surprising because I was expecting it to just kind of take a back seat from the Flux thing for New Year's and be like, okay, we're going back to this Dalek thing that from the first two, right, which was dealing with the single Dalek again, the single Dalek, scheming and recreating itself and trying to recreate the Dalek race. That stuff was good, and I really liked the first two Dalek specials. I liked this Dalek special. It was a fun story. Little predictable at times, but also a little unpredictable at times. I had fun with it. All right. All right. Now we're going to talk spoilers, guys. So anyone who hasn't seen the Doctor Who Dalek New Year special, you can mute up as long as the spoiler thing is on. That'll let you know, right? When you can unmute, or you can I don't know, go watch something else for like 5 to 8 minutes. We won't be talking about it too super long, but I really want to talk about some of the spoilers, because some interesting stuff happens that I really want to talk about. So all right, is anyone who doesn't want spoilers gone or muted? All right. I'm gonna assume that y'all are. So, like I said earlier, the episode deals with time loops. Actually handles them pretty fucking well. The idea is the TARDIS is breaking up, and the Doctor has to like reset the TARDIS in order to stop whatever crazy shit is happening, which is fallout from the Flux, and that's all it really has to, it's just tangentially related to the Flux. It's not tied in any way. The Daleks, when they first appear, it's established that they're there because of the fallout of the Flux. They're there to get revenge from the Doctor, because they're angry that the Doctor hijacked the Sontarans' plans to wipe out the Daleks along with the Cybermen and the Sontarans. She kind of like wiped out all three of the races. Not all of them, but most of them. I guess this establishes that there were other Daleks that weren't there, which there always tends to be. And that these Daleks are different because they've learned. They've learned from their experiences with the Doctor, and they've upgraded themselves, which is an interesting concept. The Daleks have upgraded themselves throughout the years, and I kind of like that as a bit of, because again, the Daleks are an allegory for fascists. I kind of like that the Daleks, like, it is true to the way Daleks, it is true to the way fascists behave. They pay very close attention to their enemies, and they learn to adapt to their enemies' arguments and their enemies' strategies, and so that all tracks. It all tracks theming wise. I'm often kind of shocked how well the Daleks actually tend to parallel fascists IRL. It's kind of spooky sometimes, but I love it. So anyway, time loop. So the Doctor appears in this warehouse. She gets there by accident. She's tells the companions that they're going to a beach where they can rest while the TARDIS resets, but that clearly doesn't happen. They're in this giant, I guess it's a storage unit, and this woman, so we got this Scottish woman, who I actually really like. She gives me some Serious Amy vibes at times. Maybe it's just because they have like the same accent and a similar voice, but she also has a similar feistiness to her, and I really liked her. She's running the storage facility late at night on New Year's, right before New Year's, and this here, I'll put the image up so we can look at the characters. See, oh, I should actually leave this here so that people know what I'm spoiling. So as we can see, well, here, I'll make it bigger for a second so you guys can look. See the two people behind the doctor there, not Dan and Yaz. On the other side, see, we got the Scottish woman and this dude who I actually also like. What was his name? Nick. It was either Nick or Jeff. No, I think Jeff was the guy that works for the Scottish woman that wasn't there, so she had to cover for him on New Year's. Anyway, so they're both there. They kind of have like a little meeting thing where it's like, oh, they see each other every year on New Year's. He comes in to put something in his storage unit, and as he goes in to put something in the storage unit, a Dalek appears and kills him. And at some point, the Doctor and the companions appear in the TARDIS in the basement, and they, I'm starting to have a, okay, no, wait. They remember, I'm trying to remember exactly what order things happen in. Doesn't really matter, because everything starts happening over and over again. The Dalek, kills the one guy. It kills the Scottish woman. It kills the Doctor and her companions, and that's the cold open. It kills the Dalek, and I see, the thing was, I thought it was a little weird when the Dalek killed the two characters that we're introduced to right at the beginning, and I was like, that's kind of cheap, introducing us to these two characters just to kill them right away, you know, like that's, I didn't, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, and to kill them both in such close succession. But then when the Dalek showed up and killed the Doctor and the companions, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, is this supposed to be a serious cliffhanger for the cold open? Like, am I supposed to be led to believe, oh no, they're all dead, what's gonna like, how are they gonna survive? Because, like, we've seen Daleks shoot people and they end up being transmatted instead of killed before. We've seen that happen so many times in Doctor Who. So, like, the idea that these people were all just killed, and like it gets confirmed when the Doctor and the companions get killed. It's like, okay, so these killings are not permanent, and we're gonna find out how they're not permanent, which I guess is fine as a bit of like a teaser for an opening, but like it felt a little cheap. Like I don't know. Maybe it worked better for some people. I just was kind of like, what? It's like, what, Chibnall? Really? You're gonna try to pull that on me? Like, you're not pulling the wool over my eyes. I'm not at the edge of my seat being like, oh my god, the Doctor, oh, is she fine? What happened? Like, obviously she's fine. And so when the intro is over, we see time reset, and the characters are back where they started, and they say the lines that they said the first time, but then they're like, whoa, and they kind of know, they have deja vu, and it's like, what, this is kind of weird, it's happening again. And when Nick, it is Nick, yeah, gets killed again, he when he realizes that the Dalek is there, he runs to save, I'm just going to keep calling her the Scottish woman because I forget her name. Not Amy. He like runs to save her, she runs to save him. It's it's kind of cute. They all end up in his storage unit at one point and find out that his storage unit is full of all the belongings of his ex-girlfriends that they've left at his house, and he doesn't want them in his house because he doesn't like having them in his line of view, but I guess he's like, well, it's their stuff. They might come asking for it someday. I don't want to just throw it out, which is oddly sweet. I kind of like him. I kind of like Nick. He has real sweetheart vibes, even though he's kind of weird. He's kind of weird in a sweet way, and I like him. And obviously a romance develops between him and Scottish woman, not Amy, which is kind of sweet. I kind of like that element, which again, it's a hetero romance, but it's workable for what it is, and it's sweet enough. Another thing that I like, that it kind of explores the theme, because both of these characters are alone on New Year's Eve, which is something I can relate to, and I know a lot of people, especially people in my audience, can probably relate to. It's something that doesn't really get addressed much in the mainstream, is, people that are a little more, keep to themselves, or don't have as much of a social group for one reason or another. There could be a lot of reasons. It could be due to neurodivergence. It could be due to anxiety and social anxiety. It could be due to a number of things. It can just be due to like insecurity, or having a hard time, or just not knowing where to find a community. Like there's all kinds of reasons, and it was kind of nice to see a story focus on characters like that more, instead of the character that would be at the party. It's the characters that, because the Scottish woman, she at the beginning, she gets a bunch of pings on her phone because all her friends are sharing pictures from New Year's, and just like, oh, here's all my friends bragging about what they're doing on New Year's, and I'm stuck here, and she makes it clear she doesn't really care for people anyway. It gets revealed at the end that the reason that Nick comes in to the storage unit every year right before New Year's, on New Year's right before midnight, is because he knows it's the only time that she's there. And it kind of gets called out where she's like, that's kind of stalkerish. And he's like, hey, I didn't, follow you around anywhere. I wasn't creepy about it. I just, showed up where I knew you would be a few times. And, so it's kind of cute. It's made clear that he doesn't cross that stalker line. Again, I just kind of like him. I like the time loop. I like a lot of the I like the idea of the same catastrophic event repeating over and over. I've actually experimented with a similar idea in something that I've written before. So it's a concept I've always wanted to see done justice, and I think they did it justice. I like that the time loop is slightly shorter each time. It's a minute shorter each time. So at first they have 9 minutes to midnight, then they have 8 minutes to midnight, then they have 7 minutes to midnight. And I like one of the things I like best is that right when the Doctor seems to have a plan, the Daleks become unpredictable again and take everyone out. It's blindside everyone because they've now like predicted a lot of the plan. One little thing I will say, when that loop happens where the Daleks catch everyone off guard, one of the things that happens is the Daleks and I can't remember if the Dalek shot a panel outside of the elevator or inside of it, but the Dalek shot a panel and the power to the elevator went out, and then all the power, they shot another panel, all the power in that floor went out, and the Dalek started shutting off the power to various areas. And in later loops, the Daleks don't do that. And I can't tell if it's an inconsistency or if it's because the Daleks still needed the elevators themselves because not everybody was on the same floor. But then, because there ends up being 2 Daleks later, and the second one phases in somewhere else, so yeah, that's a little weird. It's not a big, like, inconsistency that, like, ruins the story or anything, because I still think I think it can be waved away in that the Daleks needed the elevator, so that's why they didn't destroy it again. But let's see. Aside from that, okay, so here's the thing I really want to talk about. I really want to talk about this, and if y'all saw, I tried to not make it too obvious in my thumbnail. I actually originally had a thumbnail where I made it way more obvious what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, here, I'll just I'll just show you guys the original thumbnail. Yeah, is that too subtle? Okay, so yeah, the big one. Oh, I guess before I get to it, yeah, I like that I like that the Doctor subverts her original plan by being like, "Oh, we're gonna put in a fake plan here and trick them into thinking this is our real plan, and then we'll do one final loop that'll be the real final loop, and then we'll actually do our real plan." I thought that was kind of clever. But yeah, anyway, okay, so let's get to the characterization. Because at one point, well, okay, it's kind of obvious, and a lot of people have pointed this out throughout the Doctor's run with Yaz, that Yaz very clearly, there have been a lot of little moments where Yaz has stared longingly at the Doctor. It's very clear when the Doctor leaves for a long time, Yaz is really not okay with it. And in this episode, Dan kind of calls her out at one point, and he's like, he says to Yaz, he's like, "You like her, don't you?" And Yaz is just like, "Of course I like her." And he's like, "No, you like her." And Yaz says that she admits it, and then admits that she's never admitted that to herself. She's never admitted that to anyone yet, including herself, which for me tracks, you know, as a queer person and as a trans person and just someone who was closeted in general, going through a long period of just being in denial to yourself, and you know, you may feel a certain way, but you don't let yourself admit what those feelings are because you can't deal with the repercussions of what they are. That tracks. I like that as an element. I think it's brought up a little weirdly. Like, they're in the middle of yeah, they're in the middle of, like, running from Daleks. And, well, okay, the moment that Dan has with Yaz is, I guess, actually, the Doctor is gonna leave. They reappear after being killed again, back down at the TARDIS. The Doctor's gonna go leave to do something, and she's like, "You guys stay here. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna keep you safe. And Yaz is like, please don't leave us again. And the doctor's like, I have to. And that's when Dan confronts her about her feelings. I'm of two minds of it, because I almost feel like it's a little bit forced to have it talked about there in the middle of the action. And through the episode, I was almost like getting ready to say, okay, come on. At the number of times that the characters stop in the middle of a tense action scene to have a heartfelt moment. Except at the very point when, for me, it was one too many times, and I was literally audible. I was like, oh, come on. I was like, you're in the middle. I was like, okay, I'm not even against the conversation that's happening here. It's good, it's emotional, it's dramatic. It's good characterization, but like in the middle of what's going on right now, like there's a Dalek right behind you. And they stop Dan and Yaz to have a conversation about that, and they both get killed by the Dalek. Which, again, I guess you could argue they don't really care at this point, or at some points, because they're like, well, we're going to come back anyway because the time loop. But, like, I feel like the characters waste too much time knowing that they have a limited number of loops to have these heartfelt conversations, when I feel like in most action shows it would be like, okay, we're in the middle of this action now, let's have the heartfelt heart-to-hearts after, right? Again, not that I'm against the heart-to-hearts, because I actually think they're good. Well, okay. So I kind of, like I said, I kind of like that it's being explicitly recognized that Yaz has a crush on the Doctor. We haven't stumbled into love territory. She's not necessarily in love with her, but we know that she has a crush on the Doctor. Dan also confronts the Doctor about this at one point, after Yaz goes off, after they have a little, because they have a few little mini spats, the Doctor and Yaz, were like, she wants to leave her behind, and Yaz doesn't like that. Like, it's very clear Yaz wants to be at the Doctor's side constantly. She doesn't want to lose sight of the Doctor because she's terrified of the Doctor disappearing on her again. And that also makes sense for me with her character and how she's written. It is very clear she's been traumatized, and she kind of has abandonment issues, especially where the Doctor is concerned, and I get that. And she's also just been traumatized in the way that, like, not just that the Doctor's abandoned her, but that the Doctor could be taken from her. And that scares the shit out of her. So I'm interested in where this goes. When Dan confronts the Doctor about it, and Dan goes, you know she likes you, right? Oh, that's where that... Yeah, because the Doctor says, yeah, of course, like, I like her too. And and Dan goes, no, you know what I mean. She likes you. And, I think he says, and you like her too, don't you? And the Doctor doesn't answer. And the Doctor doesn't really say anything about it. But Dan implies that it's a part of the Doctor that she's repressing of herself, that she maybe doesn't want to admit these feelings. Which... it makes sense for me, because the Doctor has been very hesitant to allow themselves to fall in love. even in cases like River Song, like he was very hesitant about River at first, especially when he realized that she knew way more about him than he did. And we've seen the Doctor lose people that he loved that they loved before. So I could understand the Doctor being afraid of feelings she might have for Yaz. The unfortunate thing is that Yaz has not gotten a lot of characterization throughout her 3 series with the Doctor, and it really kind of does suck that this is being brought up now. I mean, to me, I think it makes it very clear that I don't think they're going to go the route of the Doctor returning these feelings, at least not actively, or in any way other than maybe within her own head, because the Doctor tends to try to avoid relationships with companions. I feel like you can remember Capaldi telling Clara, "I'm not your boyfriend," and she goes, I didn't think you were," and he goes, "I didn't say you were the one that needed telling." And so you can tell, like, the Doctor's had, like, very complex relationships in the past. My biggest complaint about that, like, part of me is like, okay, I'm kind of liking that the Doctor is being canonically confirmed as queer. But I wish it didn't take this long. And part of me feels like the only reason it did take this long, honestly, is just because of all the anti-woke backlash online surrounding Doctor Who. But I always found the Doctor having feelings for their companions creepy and sus, to be honest. I mean, I can see that perspective, him being so much older than them and being a different species. But the Doctor, like, the Doctor regenerates into a new person, all right? And the Doctor wears a young face. It is kind of weird. It's a little weird, but the Doctor is a more complex being than a human. That's what I would have to say, like, first off. The Doctor is far more complex, but the Doctor is also very human in a lot of ways. Most of the Doctor's regenerations have some grounding in humanity. Even though the Doctor is also very alien at times. The Doctor has always had their human elements, and the Doctor has always had their affinity for humanity. And at the end of the day, I believe, like, if you can make feelings between two characters believable, I'm fine with it. I think Yaz being in love with the Doctor is believable. I don't know how much I believe the Doctor being in love with Yaz. That's a little more iffy for me, because again, we haven't really seen much of this throughout most of her run. And again, we've had 3 series now, and we're at the end of the 3rd one, and we only have 2 more specials left with these characters. So if you were going to do something with their relationship, you can't really do it within the space of the specials we have left, unless they're considering actually keeping Yaz post Jodie, which I don't know how well that would work. I'm of two minds of it because honestly, I feel like because okay, I feel like Yaz has not been done justice. I really don't. They honestly, Chibnall fucked up in general by having 3 companions right off the bat. I would have just started with only Yaz, or maybe only Ryan and Graham, and add Yaz later. Especially, yeah, for Yaz's arc and the fact that she stuck around longer than the other 2, I would have added her in probably halfway through the first season, through series 11. I would have added her in later. I would not have had her as a beginning companion, and I would have focused strictly on Ryan and Graham for most of series 11. Maybe have Yaz as a recurring character a couple times, but then have her decide to join the TARDIS at the end of series 11, and then spend a lot of series 12 focusing on her relationship with the Doctor, as well as the relationship that's already established with Ryan and Graham. Because now, if we keep her after Jodie, I could see it working, maybe, especially if she has more chemistry with the next Doctor than she did with Jodie. I wouldn't mind, but they would have to overhaul her character, kind of like they did with Clara, in her second season, which was Capaldi's first season. Actually, no, she got characterized more. Well, okay, yeah, no, she got characterized more in Capaldi's first season, and then she had a good exit point, and then she had 2 good exit points, actually. But then she came back anyway for Series 9, and she was decent. Had decent characterization there still, but she definitely stayed too long at that point. But when they killed her, again, it was a good exit. They brought her back. That was bad. But overall, I feel like she worked because she was a companion. Like, she was a good companion for Capaldi's Doctor. She was. I think she was good for Capaldi's opening run. She was a good foil to him. But unless Yaz has a really good dynamic with the next Doctor, I don't know if I want her to stay. Especially because it'll be her 4th season now in a row. Making her one of the longest running companions ever, I think. That's actually kind of crazy to think about. Is she the longest running companion? Wait a minute. She actually might be the longest running companion, because she was there all of Series 11, all of Series 12, all of Series 13, which, granted, was just Flux, which was 6 episodes, but now we're getting 3 more specials. Yeah, I can't think of a companion that's lasted longer than that. Rose lasted 2 series. Martha only lasted 1. Donna only lasted 1. Amy lasted 2.5. Yeah, Amy lasted 2.5. Clara lasted 2.5, because her first season was only a half. She had an appearance at the beginning of that season, but she was only really a steady companion after the second half of that season. So, yeah, Yaz is already the longest running companion, so I really doubt that they're going to keep her around for the next Doctor. So I really don't know what they're do with this, unless, I mean, they could go the obvious route, yeah, and have the Doctor break Yaz's heart, and Yaz decides she can't travel in the TARDIS anymore because it hurts too much. I'm sensing that's the ending we're headed for. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this because, again, like I said, I'm kind of really excited that they are kind of canonically recognizing the Doctor as queer, but then, okay, yeah, I get it. The age gap. The Doctor is a Time Lord. The Doctor regenerates into a different young body all the fucking time. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm sorry. The Doctor's an alien. It's fiction. I get it. Some people really don't like the Doctor having relationships with companions. I don't love it either. It's not my favorite thing. It's really not. I would have preferred the Doctor having another love interest more like River Song. But, like, I mean, even River Song, she's extremely young compared to the Doctor, even though she has regenerated as well. Like, it's clear, like, look, it would be weird if it was Capaldi and Yaz. Yes, that would be like, okay, I don't know how I feel about that. But, like, Jodie and Yaz, like, that's a little more understand, because there's like, the Doctor, even though still, I wouldn't think, like, it would be, yeah, you probably, Graham Dolph is a member of this community. He's okay, yeah. He's cool. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it's pointless trying to hold fictional immortal characters to the standards of human beings. Like, it's just a different context as far as I'm concerned. It's a way different, okay? Like, there's a difference between an 80-year-old human being or a 60-year-old human being and a multiple 100-year-old Time Lord that is actually an infinite being that has infinite regenerations and is always young, is usually young-ish. Like, it feels like different rules. Fam, it's not the real world, okay? And, like, also, the Doctor doesn't... Here's the other thing, okay? I don't believe in, like... Look, the reason I don't like age gaps is because I don't like predatory behavior. I think it can be possible to have relationships within age gaps that are non-predatory. And, I mean, when you see the relationships that the Doctor has with people, like, the Doctor's not... The Doctor... Well, I guess you could make an argument. He tempts them away with time and space and all of time and space and, you know, but he's not trying to sleep with them. He's trying to find friends that he can travel with. And, you know, sometimes when you make friends with someone, sometimes you end up having a different kind of bond form. Aren't you basically saying they look young, so it's okay? No, I'm not. I didn't say that. I didn't say they just look young, so it's okay. I said the Doctor has a different brain. The Doctor at 900 doesn't have the same brain as a human at 80 or 60. For all we know, the Doctor is still middle-aged at 900. Like, we don't really understand, like, they're a different species. It's an entirely different species. Their physiology works completely different. But one of the things I like about the Doctor is that it kind of shows, like, the idea that, like, no, a person can be a person no matter what shell they live in. No matter what body they have, they could be the same person, because at the end of the day, we're people. You know, our souls are tied to sacks of meat walking around, that happen to look one way or another. And it's not about what you look like; it's about who you are. And the Doctor is not a malicious being. The Doctor is not a predatory being. The Doctor does not, again, he doesn't lure young women so that he can have his way with them. In fact, the Doctor fought off any feelings that he had for Rose. And it wasn't until it was a human incarnation of the Doctor that was born that that Doctor paired off with Rose. So, like, again, like, the Doctor, and the thing I expect to happen at the end of all this is the Doctor to say to Yaz, like, we're a different species, it'll never work out, or something like that. Or to be like, I'm too dangerous for you, or something like that. Or I'm bad for you. I don't know. But just in general, like, I'm not gonna, like, Metacrisis Doctor with Rose Tyler is still creepy. Okay, like, you're I get it, you don't like that element. I don't care as much. We let's beg to differ. Let's agree to disagree, okay? I'm going to talk about a aspect of the show that exists as it exists. You cannot like that aspect of the show exists, but it does, and we're going to talk about it. All right. Anyway, I got sidetracked. I'm interested in the implications. Like I said, I do like that this is at least canonical recognition of the Doctor being queer. Even though I don't think it was necessarily needed, because the Doctor's always been symbolically queer, and, I mean, Capaldi was extremely queer-coded, even if he never had any explicitly, like, gay moments. And we know the Doctor's gender fluid as well. But, like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. And again, it's not because of just companions falling in love with the Doctor. I actually might have been more okay with this if they'd have introduced it earlier. But I feel like Chibnall has been... I don't know what he's been doing. Maybe he was afraid to show his hand with this plotline earlier, because he was afraid of the backlash. I don't know. It feels like a little bit too much of just a tease, like they're teasing us with it, and we're not actually gonna get any, like, I mean, I guess it's nice to have Yaz confirmed as explicitly queer representation as well. But again, her character just hasn't had that much time to develop. Like, we haven't gotten to know her as well as we should have. Especially considering that, again, she is the longest running companion in Modern Who at this point. maybe not even in terms of raw episodes. No, probably in terms of raw episodes at this point. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe Amy still has her beat out by a little bit, but in terms of number of seasons, yeah, 3 full seasons or series. That's a lot. So, are we gonna get more of her? Are we gonna say goodbye to her? Are we gonna get more implications on the Doctor being queer? Like I said, I was really hoping that the Doctor would run into River Song during this regeneration. Although, now seeing what I can only imagine Chibnall already had planned with Yaz, that probably would have been a really awkward reunion. Even more awkward than Clara and River. Yeah, I don't know. I know they've retconned or soft retconned River's death a few times now, but like I feel like they could fit in one more adventure. That's the thing. I don't want just one more. Like I hate it. They back themselves into a corner with the weddings of River Song, with River having a picture of the Doctor's first 12 faces and being like, these are the only versions of the Doctor I've ever seen. Because that makes it like, this means she can never see a future Doctor again. Like, that sucks. Because I want her to be a character that can just come back randomly. Because I would have really liked to see her dynamic with Jodie. I will say, I am hoping we get another female Doctor. Just because I think going from Jodie Whittaker as maybe not a lot of people's favorite female Doctor right back to another male Doctor is just going to confirm in a lot of people's minds the ideas that that the Doctor is I guess I can take the spoilers thing down now. Yeah, it would just confirm to people that like, oh yes, the woke Doctor was bad, first female Doctor. No, like we got off to a rocky start. Jodie's not terrible, but she was not as and I don't blame her acting, I blame the writing around her, but her run was not as compelling as it needed to be. So I think we need a really dynamic female actor to take the role and go wild with it, and maybe we'll have a female Doctor that works way better, that I would feel like would have better chemistry with River. But I don't know, I kind of do. I want to see the idea of like, I just want a scene where River Song meets a female version of the Doctor and is basically just like, and the Doctor's like, yeah, so I'm a woman now, and River's like, okay. And she's just like, do you have a problem with that? And she's like, nope. Like, I'd like, I don't know. I feel like it would be, we could get some golden moments out of that. We could get some gems out of those interactions. I don't know. Maybe I'm a minority in thinking this, but I really want to see more confirmed queerness from the Doctor. Okay, it's been teased at us for too fucking long. Let's just come out with it. Okay. I want the Doctor's fluid gender and sexuality to be all on display. Okay. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Super fluid. The most fluid Doctor ever, yo. Huh? I guess, like, what, pansexual? See, I feel like pansexual is too simplistic for the Doctor. See, okay, here's another thing they could do. They could just make the Doctor ace. That could also be the response to Yaz liking the Doctor. It could end up being, the Doctor could be like, I really like you as a friend, but I don't really have feelings for anyone that way. Although, see, we have seen the Doctor develop feelings for people, like River, like, Rose, you know? So, that wouldn't really work, unless we made it clear as well that the Doctor is demisexual, and that the only reason the Doctor has fallen for certain people is due to, you know, prolonged exposure to them and really actually building a genuine connection with a person, which seems within the Doctor's character anyway, but yeah. Anyway, I want to see an old version of the Doctor played by Corey Feldman or Carrie Elways. I don't know who they are. Well, I know who Corey Feldman is. I don't think he would make a good Doctor. Yeah, I don't know. I've said who I want who I want the next Doctor to be. I want it to be Joe Martin. If it's not Joe Martin, I want Olivia Colman. Oh, Olivia Colman would be so good. If it has to be a man again, I'd like it to be Michael Sheen. Although it's probably not him either. You know who else I was thinking might actually make an interesting Doctor? Anthony Stewart Head. Who else thinks Anthony Stewart Head would make a good Doctor? I actually... He might be too old now. Well, no, because, like, he could just be another old man Doctor, right? Yeah, the dude that played the Watcher in Buffy, the librarian dude. He was actually in an episode of Doctor Who. He was in the school reunion episode, ironically enough. The one with Sarah Jane Smith and the tin dog. Yeah, yo, Anthony Stewart Head for Doctor. Giles for Doctor. It could work. It could work. Doctor could have another who frowned me this face moment. Except Anthony Stewart Head is not as much of a frowny person as Capaldi would be. I feel like he would be a more jovial Doctor. How old is he now? He 67 years. Yeah, he's not that old. He could play the Doctor. Probably will never do that though. Jamie should be the next Doctor. You know, there was actually a time that I fantasized about playing the Doctor one day. And I fantasized about what my Doctor would be like. It was basically just a knockoff of Matt Smith. Elways was Dr. Gordon from Saw 1. Oh, that guy. Is he British? Because I'm sorry. Oh, he is. Okay. Because, yeah, you have to be British to be the Doctor. I don't... I don't know if I would... I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about him as the Doctor. Oh, maybe. Oh, he was, yeah, he's the dude that was, in The Princess Bride. That's a good movie. That is a good fucking movie. Yeah, I always forget that he was in Princess Bride. What if David Tennant was the Doctor again? No. I'm just gonna say that right now. No. No. That would be probably one of the worst things they could do. Is just go back to an old... I've said this before. The only way I would be okay with them just going back to an old Doctor again is if it's one that didn't actually get proper screen time. So I would have said John Hurt before he was dead. Paul McGann and Joe Martin. That's it. Okay? Or Tom Baker, but not as like a for a series. They can bring, like, I actually would like to see them bring Tom Baker's The Curator back again. I kind of hope they bring him back for the 60th special. I wouldn't mind seeing some, like, return of him from the Doctor's far future. Yeah. Could a doctor with a more aggressive approach to dealing with issues work, like a doctor who solves violence with violence, a complete 180 of the Fifth Doctor? No, because that would not be the Doctor. The reason that people hate the Sixth Doctor so much is because he's so mean and so prone to violence. And he doesn't feel like the idea of the Doctor is that he is the ultimate pacifistic hero, and he almost always tries to solve problems with his words rather than violence. And he resorts to violence only when there's literally no other option. What if all the Doctors were in one special? I mean, all of like the modern Doctors, maybe. They could never put they could never do anything beyond what they did in the 50th anniversary special, where we just see them all for a second. They could never, like, bring back all the old Doctors and insert them into a storyline. The living ones. I would have to say just like the modern ones. I do hope for the 60th anniversary special that they bring back... I know Eccleston has said he doesn't care to come back to the show, but I really hope they bring back Eccleston. It would be so amazing to have an episode where we get, like, Eccleston, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, and Jodie all in the same room. Maybe they could even throw in McGann. I'd love to see McGann come back for a whole special. That would be cool. And we already have multiple Doctor stories as a staple, especially for anniversary specials. That's a long time tradition now for the show. So, yeah, no, I'd like to see I wouldn't mind seeing a special where they bring back as many living Doctors as possible. The problem with that is that if they do that, it would probably have to be a two-parter, because I don't think they could focus on that many characters all at once. Because, look, to give you an idea, to bring back every living Doctor would be to bring back everyone here. With the exception of, well, actually, you kind of could. You kind of could bring back William Hartnell's Doctor, played by David Bradley. You can't bring back John Hurt's Doctor anymore because he's dead. But yeah, everyone else, aside from like the old the old dudes in the back. But like, yeah, Tennant, Smith, Capaldi, Eccleston, Whitaker, McGann. Yeah, bring them all back. Bring them all back. Throw them all in one special. And, because the most we got at once was, I think, the 5 Doctors, right? We got the 5 Doctors for, for the 25th anniversary. Wait, you know what they could do? They could just do Eccleston, Capaldi, Smith, Tennant, Whitaker, and McGann, and they could call it the 6 Doctors. They could call it the 6 Doctors, and it could be the and it's the most Doctors that have ever been in a single adventure all together. For the 60th anniversary. Yeah, the 6 Doctors, 60th anniversary. I don't know. That would be cool. I doubt they're going to do it, though. The Doctor crossover stories were always disappointing to me. The 3 Doctors had the 1st Doctor only appear on a screen, and the 5 Doctor had the 4th only appear in archival footage, if remembering correctly. Well, yeah, that was because they didn't really have access. Like, Hartnell was already dead by that point, so they had to get a lookalike to play him, and so they just had him on a screen. And I can't remember what the deal was with Tom Baker, but yeah, they tend to be a little disappointing, but like, I'd like to see them try, because the Day of the Doctor is really good. If you've not seen The Day of the Doctor, oh my god, go watch it. It is one of the most amazing Doctor Who specials ever. They really did an amazing job on the 50th anniversary special. So I'm hoping that they put the same love and care into the 60th anniversary special. Because I know they can do something awesome if they put their minds to it. Anyway. Wasn't a serious suggestion, but imagine if they did. Yeah, like, I don't know. Like, I could imagine them bringing back old Doctors, and that's what scares me. That's what scares me. Like, look, I like when the show... I do genuinely like sometimes when the show, when the show is a little momentous about itself, you know? When the show kind of drums up the importance of the Doctor as a character, or when the show is a little bit self-indulgent and like references itself, or, you know, has little Easter eggs or little callbacks. I generally like when they do stuff like that, but bringing Tennant back is a whole other thing. That's not just little nods and Easter eggs. That's just saying, no, we're going back. And as much as I love David Tennant, I want to see someone else in the role. We saw David Tennant in the role. In fact, we saw him in the role for longer than almost anyone else. So, and we have enough of that. Like, bring him back for a special? Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. But, nothing beyond that. Yeah, yes, I read that, and that's why I was responding to that. Because I know you're not serious, but I'm just like it's just such a terrible idea that when I hear it, it's like, no, we don't need Bruce Campbell. Fuck Bruce Campbell. I don't care. All right. Anyway, I've been talking about holy shit. I've been talking about Doctor Who for like 2 hours now. Well, I guess not. I was talking about other stuff before, right? Yeah. I was talking about Harry Potter before, actually. Huh. This is a very geeky stream. This stream has become a very nerdy stream. I actually don't have a problem with that. I like being geeky. It's fun. God damn it, this fucking arm on my chair is wobbly. The other one isn't. This one, it just keeps getting worse. Maybe there's something that needs to be tightened. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, I'll go look at that later. Hey, I like Bruce Campbell. I could have said Tobey Maguire. Well, Bruce Campbell, again, isn't British, so we can't have non-British actors. God damn it. Fuck this keyboard. I keep forgetting to buy a new keyboard, and like there was one I was gonna buy last week because it was on it was on sale for Boxing Week, but then I didn't buy it, and now it's not on sale anymore, and now I'm like, fuck, I don't know what keyboard to buy. I hate buying keyboards. I never trust them, yo. You can never trust if a keyboard is gonna be good just by looking at it. Not Pog. Not Pog. Ugh. Jamie, you talked about who you would want to be the next Doctor. What about their costumes? That heavily depends on who the next Doctor is. The costume is made for the actor playing that Doctor. It's made to complement the actor and what they bring out in the character. So I can't say what the costume should be. Like, if I was the Doctor, I don't even know what my costume would be. You know what? I'd probably have a long pink scarf, and I'd have these 2 heart pins somewhere on me. I'd have like double heart earrings, and I'd be like, everything on me would be 2 hearts, because 2 hearts. British, you say? How about? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that is. I don't feel like just playing Who's Who with like different actors I haven't heard of. Anyway. Yeah, I meant to talk about other shit. Oh, Betty White came in the chat earlier. I don't know if she's still here. I did mean to talk about Betty White. We haven't talked about that yet, yo. Betty White, the sad news, guys. I'm genuinely saddened. I woke up the other day, and I looked on my phone, and someone on Facebook said someone on Facebook was like, Betty White's dead, and I was like, oh shit, please be joking, you know. And then I looked up and I was like, oh shit, she really is dead. And then I saw when her birthday is, and I was like, no, her birthday is January 17th, and she was 99. She died right before New Year's, literally a couple weeks before her 100th birthday. So that's really fucking tragic. And Betty White has been a cultural staple for a long fucking time. A long fucking time. Most people know who Betty White is. My grandmother knows who Betty White is. Everybody knows who Betty White is. She's been in pretty much fucking everything. Aside from the stuff she's most famous for, she's done cameos in fucking everything, from Family Guy to The Simpsons. Did she do The Simpsons? I don't know. What's she cameoed in actually? Let's here. Okay, she did do The Simpsons. Here, let's just look at her IMDb. Let's do that in general. Let's see all the shit. Are you kidding? Okay. She's a character in Toy Story 4 named Bitey White. Okay. Bitey White. I haven't seen that movie, so I don't know. I don't know if it's good or not. Look at this. She was in Bones, yo. She was in Bones. I used to watch Bones. I don't really care for it anymore. She was in SpongeBob SquarePants recently. Damn. She was in wait, WWE Raw. Wait, did Betty White ever do like a promotional like a fight? Or did she just like I don't know what she was involved in that with. She was in the Lorax. Look at this. She's in a bunch of TV series. She played God in a series called Save Me. That's interesting. Know nothing about this series, but yeah, Betty White plays God. Okay. Fair enough. She was in The Middle. I haven't seen that, but I know that was popular. Yeah, she was in Community. She was in Community, which is a dope fucking show, by the way. If anyone hasn't seen it. She was in Boston Legal. My Name is I liked My Name is Earl. I haven't seen that in a long time, but I genuinely enjoyed that show. Yeah, Betty White. No, Ugly Betty. Not, yeah. She was in Ugly Betty. She was in The Simpsons, Family Guy. A bunch of shows I've never heard of, but like all the little ones that I have, Malcolm in the Middle. See, like she's in fucking everything. Like everywhere you look. That 70s show. Yeah, she was a recurring character on that 70s show. She was in a lot of good shit. She was in a lot of shit in general. She was like a lot of us grew up with her just being in a cultural staple, just appearing in random stuff that we liked. And for her to be gone, it's definitely sad. It's definitely sad, yo. Damn, she's got producer credits. She's got writer credits. She wrote stuff. Damn. Yeah, she definitely had a long and impressive career. And yeah, may she rest in peace. Because Betty White was absolutely a treasure, and for her to be gone after all these years, it's crazy. I mean, she was obviously gonna go at some point. She was 99, but like just being on the cusp of that 100, yo. Did you also know she didn't kick a black dancer from her show in 1954, and she was pro civil rights movement back then? Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, Betty White was pretty based in general. Do I love My Name Is Earl? Yeah, yo, that's a good show. It's a really good show. Um, I just realized all the Golden Girls are dead. Yeah, sad, yo. She was the remaining Golden Girl for the longest time. I never got into that show, but it's always a show that's just been there, you know. Can you say some last words for Betty White? Um, well, I guess I kind of did. Why do I have this on the screen? I'm confused. Oh, yeah, there we go. No survivors, tragic. I mean, they were. It's been a long time, you know. It's honestly, it's impressive that Betty White lasted as long as she did. But hell yeah. Betty White was cool. She was awesome, based as hell, and really fucking funny for a woman as old as she was. She was funny even into her old years, and still active, still acting, still bringing people joy and entertainment, and she will definitely be missed. Anyway, yeah, it is sad. It is sad, yeah. It's sadder to know Queen Elizabeth is still alive. Ugh. Yeah, there's someone that look, I'm not wishing for her demise or anything, but I also don't exactly hold the sentiment of God save the Queen. I don't think a queen should exist. I think it's kind of disgusting that one still does. And yes, it's been argued that, oh, well, she doesn't have any power and blah, blah, blah. She doesn't do anything. I don't care. I don't care if she's just a figurehead. She's symbolic of everything wrong with governments and states and the world. She's symbolic of an antiquated system that should have been gone with the fucking dinosaurs. What's wrong with the Queen? Look, I guess nothing, technically. I mean, look, the royal family, I will say this. I definitely believe there's some skeletons in the royal family's closet. I don't know that the Queen necessarily, although I will say the Queen probably knows some fucked up shit. Probably knows about and has let slide some fucked up shit from her family members. I just don't like the idea of a monarchy existing at all. I don't like the idea of someone just being born into power and being able to wield that power however they wish just by accident of birth. No one should hold that kind of power ever. Excuse me. I've heard the royal family are all inbred, but I don't know if that's true. Yeah, mostly. Partially, to a point. They have for a long time engaged in that sort of thing, yes. No, she was a racist. At least Betty White wasn't. She was based and probably bread-pilled. Yeah. Um, Down with the monarchy, independence for Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. Oh, and Australia and New Zealand. See, the thing, like, I don't like... I get it. I don't like colonization. I don't like, big... I don't like empire building. I don't like big, conglomerations of nations or big, states, inducting other states into their own power. I don't like that. But, like, I also like the idea of less borders and more governments working together. So it's kind of like, I guess I'm down with the monarchy, but I still don't know how I feel about the EU. I probably need to do some more research before I can speak on the EU, but in principle, I don't have a problem with the EU. But yeah, I absolutely have a problem with the monarchy. Yeah, I'm not saying she even necessarily did anything wrong. She holds influence merely by virtue of her birth. She was born into power that she has, and she can technically use her influence and power to... She could cause damage if she wanted to. She probably... governments wouldn't take her seriously, most likely, if she tried to just, like, oh, I'm gonna start a nuclear war or some bullshit. But, like, she technically has the influence to sway certain things in her favor if she wanted to, even though she technically doesn't. I just don't like anyone being in even a technical seat of power like that. It shouldn't exist. A monarchy shouldn't exist. Even as just like a symbolic thing. Yeah, monarchies should be abolished. It's time New Zealand and Australia get some different flags that aren't just British flags with different designs. Yeah, there's a few countries that need to do that. Betty White was like the Nirvana of America. Damn, dude. Yeah. Betty White was based. Based. All about that based. About that based. About that based. All about that based shit. Who's worse, Elizabeth or Thatcher? Well, I would say Thatcher, because she actually did damage. You'll get copyrighted? Damn. What am I getting copyrighted for? Yeah, Thatcher is almost definitely worse. Like, Thatcher actually, like, has a... Thatcher does have skeletons in her closet. Known skeletons. Queen Elizabeth is just the queen, and she shouldn't be, but whatever. She's mostly benign, I guess. But no, Thatcher was malignant. About that bass, that'll copyright you. Seriously? Just going all about that bass? I didn't even say, I said about that based. See? I changed it. That's not gonna copyright you. I've literally sung, like, songs before on here. Wait, was Thatcher in Doctor Who? No, but they've referenced her. I don't think they ever... Unless she was in Classic Who. I doubt it. Classic Who didn't really, from what I can remember, focus on modern day political figures. More focused on like old time historical figures. The UN and the EU are insignificant and corrupt. I've read a story of UN soldiers forcing children to partake in oral sex if they wanted to be fed. Unfortunately, I've said before, I like the idea of both the EU and the UN, but both have significant problems and are not the organizations that I wish they were. Because if they were, I would say empower them more. But either they need an overhaul or we need something new that isn't corrupt to take its place. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care what world governments do. I'm more interested in taking my own, left-wing direct action. Working without this, working separate from the state. Let the states do what they want to do. Let the state powers, the governments, let them exist. Let them form or deform or whatever. We gotta take care of each other. That's gotta be our main goal, our priority number one. We gotta start building the kind of infrastructures that we need, the kind of communities that we need to take care of each other. Because the government's not gonna take care of us. State powers are not gonna take care of us. We can't sit around waiting for them to do so. We gotta take care of each other, yo. I want to see an episode of Doctor Who where one of the doctors kicks Thatcher off Big Ben. Yeah. I don't think they'd go that far. I think it was Betty White who said people should call someone balls to call them weak instead of pussy because vaginas are actually tough and durable. True! True! That's so true. That is so true. Especially, okay, you know what? Most women I've known, if you punch them or like kick them in the vagina, they're fine. They're just like whatever. I don't care. Kick me in the balls and I'm down. I'm gone. I'm over. All right. Pussies are pretty damn durable. Balls are that's true. Like, people go like, oh, you don't have the balls to do this. You don't have the balls to do that. You know, you're a pussy. Like, it's literally the exact opposite. You don't have the pussy to do this shit. You're too much of a scrotum. You're a goddamn scrotum of yourself, motherfucker. You're balls. You're a ball sack, motherfucker. You're a weak little ball sack. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do when you get kicked? You gonna fold up and cry? You gonna fall to pieces? Cause you can't even take a one little fragile punch to the ego. Damn, balls are a good metaphor for men's egos in general. You know what? In honor of Betty White, I'm unironically adopting that into my new language. All right, we are absolutely, all right. You don't have the pussy. That is the new phrase. You don't have the pussy to stand up for yourself. You're too balls to stand up for yourself. You're too scrotum. You're too bollocks to stand up for yourself. You're a pair of bollocks, motherfucker. You're a scrotum. You're too much of a scrotum to stand. That's mean. Not any more mean than saying you're a pussy, right? Right? I mean, it's been part of our common vernacular for, like, literally ever. You're a pussy, you're a pussy, you're a pussy. Like, I've been called a pussy so much in my fucking life. So much in my fucking life. And it used to really fucking get to me. I feel like I have the right, as a queer person, as an LGBTQ plus person who has been marginalized at the hands of insults like pussy and faggot. All right, I have the right to turn that around. Okay, I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. Wait, fam. Then if I'm being mean, then everyone who's ever called someone a pussy is me. Which, okay, maybe it is a little mean, but like, no more mean than that. No one's saying that, and no one's saying you're bad for having balls, but let's be honest, balls are kind of fragile and sensitive. And so are men's egos. You're a ball sack. Yeah, yo. Stop being a ball sack. Don't be a ball sack, motherfucker. Be a strong fucking pussy. Be a durable pussy. You know what they say about pussies, yo? Take a licking and keep on ticking. No, wait, that's Timex. What's the thing about pussies? Oh, yeah. They're tough and built to last. I mean, goddamn. Like, it's a thing that can literally be fucked really hard. Controls a woman's entire biology, reproductive biology, and it can take having a baby's head shoved through it. It can take being torn open by a baby's head and snap back to normal afterwards. Pussies are goddamn amazing, alright? Pussies are amazing, fucking, tough, durable things that we should all look up to, okay? I'm messing with you, Jamie, but that comment on men's ego did catch me off guard. I'm playing around, okay? Although, look, we all have kind of fragile egos at times, but like, and when I say men have fragile egos, I'm normally talking about like your common everyday cis straight white male that is normally pretty oblivious to I mean most shit, including like other people's feelings and you know, like I'm sorry, even if you're a white male, like the very fact that you're woke enough to be in the presence of such a queer icon such as myself, as far as I'm concerned, you're woke enough that you're not the kind of guy I'm talking about. All right. Because most guys with fragile egos don't tend to watch the kind of content that I make, okay? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm sorry I'm white. Sorry I'm male. Damn right. You're damn right. What are you, TJ? Sorry I'm white. Sorry I'm male. You're not forgiven, bitch. Get on your knees and grovel harder, okay? Kiss my feet, bitch. You think you've done enough to, like... You are a monster. Absolutely you are. You need to check your fucking privilege and worship at the feet of queer people who are absolutely your betters. I think it's obvious here that, like, at the end of the day, I'm not really making, and I know people get mega canceled for saying this, but like, let's be honest, I'm not making content for cis straight white males. They're free to watch, absolutely. But like, I'm a queer bitch, fucking around, having fun, all right? I'm gonna make jokes, and I'm gonna make jokes at the expense of our oppressors. Yes, that's a TJ reference. Yes, I am aware. I am aware. It's a very overused reference. In fact, I probably am at fault partly for contributing to that. Back in the day. I'm a cis white stoner teenager. I watch and I ain't offended. Well, dope. That's pog, yo. That's pog. You are you're at least you're woke enough, see? You're woke enough that you can at least like you can at least relate to like people that are different from you on some level, right? You clearly have some empathy or you wouldn't be here. Unless you're just here to troll me. But like what I'm talking about is like the kind of men that engage in toxic masculinity. Because toxic masculinity is what my problem is. It's not men or masculinity. In fact, masculinity is fine. I'm not really attracted to it, but I don't have a problem with masculinity. But a lot of people don't even know what the fuck masculinity is. They think the toxic elements of masculinity is what masculinity is. Have you ever checked that demographic of viewers that watch your content, Jamie? Yeah, I actually did that on a recent stream. We looked at it. I can look at it again. It's like, 'cause yeah, it's not accurate, though. That's the problem. 'Cause look, see? Like, the male-female ratio is definitely not true. Because I know a good majority of my audience is trans women. But then I don't know how many trans women actually change their gender in Google. And then like the ages, I was talking about how that it's kind of interesting what the ages are. 'Cause wait, you can't see the bottom. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that interesting? Look at that. I got the a few 18 to 24-year-olds. I got mostly 25 to 34-year-olds. Then I got some 35 to 44-year-olds. I got 0 boomers. No boomers. The boomers do not watch me. They steer clear of what I'm doing here. They have no boomers. Not a single. But then look at that. You go to the next the older generation, 65 plus. And I got 5% of my audience in the 65 plus category. That's kind of crazy to me. Although, like I've said before, it doesn't surprise me that my content does not appeal to boomers. You're a boomer? Wait. Which of these age ranges would you fit into, Betty White? If you don't mind. Like, are you... Because from what I... Like, these are the boomer generations right now, right? Right? Or am I wrong? Or are boomers older than that? I guess some boomers are 65 plus now, wouldn't they be? Here, how old are boomers? Oh, we got, because there's two boomers, boomers 1 and boomers 2. Okay. So boomers are in general between 75 and 57. Hmm. Hmm. See, I guess technically there are some boomers that watch me. I do know that there are. I've, by the way, because I've joked about like boomers are like 50. Okay, yeah. So it's so wait then. I guess not a lot of Gen X people watch me either. I guess I mostly just appeal to like millennials and zoomers and a few people over 65, but like Gen Xers and boomers just do not they are nowhere to be found. They do not care. They're like, "What? Trans girl talking about hopium? The fuck?" Okay, this is weird. This keeps changing. This keeps changing constantly. Other channels your audience watches, cuz TJ wasn't on here the other day when we looked at this. TJ had been bumped off for the Vosh pit. I guess TJ's back on here again. I don't really know how the how the numbers work, but I guess I don't know how many of I don't know how many people I need to share subscribers with. Well, I don't know how many shared subscribers I need to have with a channel for it to put it on this list. But it's clear a lot more Vosh people are watching me these days. And also, I definitely share a lot of viewers with secular talk. But yeah, DFF is at the top again. That's interesting. Hmm. But yeah. Everyone do some TJ references? Nah. No, thank you. I'm your average viewer? Dope. My average viewer is a forbidden fruit basket. Based. The Holy Spirit, Betty White. I like that. I'm part of the 5%. Well, it's still higher than the percentage of people who watch me 18 to 24 years. Which is interesting that I don't really appeal as much to like younger people. I guess I have a lot of appeal to millennials and almost no Zoomer appeal. I clearly have a niche when it comes to age ranges. Damn. It's still sad to me that Drunken Peasants Drama is my top playlist. And then it just shows my own playlists that I watch. It just shows my own... It counts my own viewership of my own private playlists. Which is kind of weird. But yeah... You know what we can do? We can see how much we've grown in the last year. Although, that's probably depressing to look at. We still get a lot of traffic from Reddit. That's interesting. I haven't touched Reddit in like forever. I know some of my streams got posted there. Yeah, let's see. Where were we a year ago? Subscriber. I want to see where my subscriber count was. I don't think I grew that much. Does it show? God damn it. What is this nonsense? I don't know. Alright. Fuck it. Okay. Popping in to say hi and giving a like. What up, Kira? Come on. Or Simon. However, Kira, welcome. Hell yeah. Share this around those Zoomers, Zeta. Yeah, yo. The Zoomers in my audience gotta share me with more Zoomers, yo. Oh, you're 14, so yes, I do. See, that's the thing. Everyone lies about their age on YouTube. Especially, see, most people, like, if you joined YouTube when you were underage, you almost definitely have an incorrect age on YouTube. I did for the longest time on my old account. I think my current account is accurate, but it might not even be. So, yeah, going by the algorithm is difficult to know. You found me from watching Swegta and Anna on the Unterhaven. Hell yeah. The Unterhaven. Underhaven's dope, yeah. We gotta do more. I gotta help Annie set up their OBS so that they can stream more. Jamie, when's the interview with Vadim or Demon Mama? I don't have an interview with Demon Mama scheduled yet, but we're talking to Vadim on the 6th. So this Thursday, actually. Damn. That's gonna be dope. Yeah, yo, I guess if you guys want me to ask any particular questions to Vadim, feel free to, like, send them to me beforehand. Yeah. Jamie, my account says I'm more than a decade older than my actual age because my age was underage when I created. Yeah. God damn it. I'm getting sleepy now. But no, that's what a lot of people did. Like I said, that's what I did for a long time. Because YouTube wouldn't let me watch certain things without it. Who am I? Someone who's afraid to let go. Would you ever be down to interview that Stardust girl you talked about? Maybe. Although, yeah, from what I saw, she got into some really stupid drama lately. I don't know. I have to look more into her before. Not that I don't even know whether she'd want to talk to me, but I mean, I'd talk to most people at this point. That's the thing. I will have a conversation with anyone. I won't debate anyone, but I will have a conversation with pretty much anybody. I like having conversations with people. But yeah, I guess I will start bugging Demon Mama again, because I would very much like to talk to her. I actually tried to get I tried to get into her call-ins a couple times, but the call-ins were unfortunately really full. A lot of people wanted to talk to her. What happened? I don't really watch her because she's a bit boring. Yeah, I don't know. She got into some drama with some other people that are friends of Demon Mamas, and I was only kind of half listening to the drama, but it sounded like she said some dumb shit. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look more into it. I was only half paying attention. I was like, what? She did a bad thing? I don't know. I thought she was funny. Even if she said something stupid or defended a stupid position or someone who was a piece... I think she defended someone who was a piece of shit. I don't remember. I don't remember now. But as long as she didn't do anything that fucked up, I won't have a problem with it. She was funny. I don't have a problem with her. Now Vosh or Xanderhall should be your goal. Yeah, one of these days. One of these days. I'm not really as familiar with Xander Hall. Like I've seen little clips of his, but I don't really watch his content. That's the problem. There's so many people to watch these days. There's so many channels, so many streams. It's hard to check out other shit when you're trying to focus on your own stream. That's why I go through phases of being like, oh, this is the channel I watch right now. This is the channel I watch, because I can't watch multiple. I can't especially channels that stream often. If I'm gonna watch live streams, I can't have 20 people that I watch their live streams regularly. It just doesn't work. Maybe I could be on your show sometime. We could talk about Von Helton. Maybe that sounds more like an Underhaven thing. I don't like talking about lol cows in general on here. That is not what I do. I try to have more intellectual discussions on this channel. Yeah. Aside from when we joke about farts and pussies being super strong. I want to be strong like a pussy, yo. Damn right. I want to be as strong as a pussy one day. I generally do. I strive to be the best pussy I can be. To be the biggest fucking pussy I can be. All right? Be a pussy, don't be balls. And if you still don't if you're not convinced that pussies are better than balls, try squeezing a pussy and try squeezing balls, and you'll see the difference, okay? Like I said, most chicks they can handle having their pussy squeezed. Probably don't do it to them, right? Especially without asking. Definitely don't be like the president, okay? Don't be like the president. Don't grab him by the pussy without asking. But assuming someone consensually allowed you, it was like, yes, you may squeeze my genitals, and you went and you do that to a pussy, it's not gonna do much. Do that to a pair of balls, and oh god, you can't walk right for a week. True. I watch Shark Zero, Heem, Hunter Avalone, Vosh, Cavernacle, sometimes Demon Mama, Xander Hall, and Dylan Burns when I'm bored. Damn, it's a lot of people. Yeah, yo. Well, work on your shit. Work on being funny, yo. And one day you can maybe be someone's co-host. I'm not looking for a co-host right now. Neither is Annie, and we probably would go for someone older. But no, like work on your shit. If that's something you want to do, work on it and work on your charisma, work on your ability to tell jokes and be funny, and you'll absolutely build that up one day. Oh, and of course you and Anna. Yes, me and Anna. We are the most important of that list, obviously. Obviously. Hell yeah. But yeah, follow your dreams, y'all. Follow your dreams, okay? I've been working at, like, being entertaining and, for a long time. For a long time. And I'm still not perfect. But, I'm getting better. And I'm gonna keep working at it. I'm gonna keep honing my craft. Getting better, DP is dead. I do sometimes watch them for their discussions of Nick Fuentes, but I don't watch them like I used to. Yeah, it's I'm pretty funny for 14. I guess I'll take your word for that. I don't remember. Remember when I called in yelling "fuck Von Helton" or something? Maybe. I think so. That was a while back. No, I'm not saying that you can't be funny at 14. You absolutely can. I'd probably recommend, like, start working on your own little channel. Start make friends, find someone. You can find someone to be a co-host with you. There's plenty of people out there that are looking to start podcasts. Just remember, if you're gonna do that, try not to take shit too seriously right off the bat. Find someone that you have fun, have good chemistry with, that, you like, because honestly, the reason me and Annie decided to start, me and Anna decided to start working together is because we just realized, like, we have really good chemistry and we get along and we make each other laugh. And as long as you have a good dynamic with someone where you make each other laugh genuinely, like, you got good content. If you can genuinely make the other person laugh, like, you got good content. If you're having fun, that's the other thing. Me and Annie have fun when we have conversations, when we, especially when we do, like, gaming, when we talk about video game shit, we share a lot of opinions on video games, and we have a lot to talk about. So we have fun talking about that stuff. Finding people that you have, you say chemistry, my girlfriend is perfect then. I mean, when I say chemistry, I mean, like performance chemistry. Like, not just like, oh, like, we have, like, you have, like, feelings for the person, or you have, like, that kind of chemistry. More like you flow off of each other, you have good banter, and if that's you and your girlfriend, then absolutely. Do you have good banter? Do you have a good back and forth with the person? You drink adrenochrome. God damn it. Adrenochrome. I feel old for being 332 years old. Damn. I know what you mean. I feel old being 786. I think. I actually can't remember my age. I might be lying about my age. That's how old I am. I can't remember if I'm lying about my age or not. both work though. We make each other laugh. Well, that's good. The only other thing you got to remember is if you and a friend make each other laugh, you have to figure it can't just be all inside jokes. You have to figure out a way to be funny and entertaining that's appealing to more than just yourself. Underhaven is like the new DP. Underhaven is better than DP. We're not really trying to be DP. I don't think we've been trying to emulate DP in any way for a long time. I do realize there are still some small similarities, but our goal has really been to, like, kind of create our own thing. Like I said earlier, it kind of is a shame that DP gets brought up constantly. Especially because, like, my non-DP audience is growing. There are more and more people that know who I am that have no idea what DP was. Which, again, I'm not against. I don't really care to grow in DP circles anymore. Also, DP died like 6 years ago. You were watching DP at 8? I have no idea. They said they've been watching us for 2 years, so maybe they only found DP shortly before that. I don't know. Fucking adrenochrome. Yeah, give us your adrenochrome supplier, yo. Why do I have a headache so bad? Like, it's like been on and off all day. Okay. I guess the fact that my headache's getting worse again means I should probably wrap this up. Hey, in honor of DP, we could always do a 15-minute Streamlabs segment. Yeah, I'll just sit here and read Streamlabs, and when they don't come in, I'll just spend the entire time bitching that no one's donating and reminding people to donate and talking about donating until people do, or until I scare away most of the audience. Doesn't that sound like fun? Doesn't that sound like fun podcasting, guys? Doesn't that sound like really entertaining content? I know, that's an old jab to make at them. Watched them when I was 10. They were pretty dead. Okay. You were watching Swegta at 8. Damn. Damn. I can't even imagine. I didn't start learning. I didn't start watching YouTube until, like, I was, like, 12. And even still, like, when I went on YouTube, like, especially because back then it was easier to find, like, TV shows on YouTube, usually uploaded in multiple parts, but, like, that's what I used YouTube for until I found, like, a couple channels that people, like, I think the first channel I ever discovered and got into was, like, Foamy the Squirrel. And it wasn't until, like, way later that I actually got into, like, communities like the Drunken Peasants. I heard Ben was talking, or maybe he mentioned your channel or Anna's, because he was talking about shitty DP ripoff channels, and I'm assuming he's referring to you folks. Probably referring to Underhaven, yeah. I don't think even Ben is stupid enough to think that my channel is even trying to be a DP ripoff channel, but I don't know, he might just lump me into that as well. Because it would probably do wonders for his ego to just tell himself that, like, all I am is a pale imitation of a thing that he created. Oh yeah, Swegta is fucking dope. I love Swegta. I gotta have Swegta on again. I need to message him, actually. He messaged me a few weeks ago, and I forgot to get back to him. Yeah, yo, time to learn something. This was like recently, a couple days ago and a month ago. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that shit. I imagine I get talked about over there quite often. Again, not on the show, but I know there's people in those circles who hate my fucking guts. And I suspect that there's people in those circles. I know there's people in those circles who, you know, try to troll me or try to send people to gaslight me or, you know, do the sea lining bullshit. I know there's people. I know Ben Pie's been watching me. I don't give a shit. They can do their shit over there. I'm doing my shit, okay? I don't want my channel to be all about them. And like I said when I was talking about the Ben drama originally, I never wanted to grow that way. All I wanted to do was talk about it till someone else took it on. But I definitely have no interest in my name only being known because of the Drunken Peasants. I genuinely think I can do way better things than, you know, DP drama. You hate Ben Pie? Well, I don't blame you, and a lot of people do, and probably should, for good reason. Seems like he hasn't been doing good, Swegta. I feel bad. Yeah, he's been having some rough times lately. Which I'm understanding of, because so have I. So have a lot of people. It's tough times where a lot of us are going through struggles that, you know, everyone's going through different shit, and, you know, not everyone is necessarily going through the same shit, but we're all going through human experiences, so we gotta be understanding of each other, you know? Hell yeah. Yeah. I will say, I do like living rent-free in the heads of dipshits. That is always fun. Rent-free, 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 motherfucker. Yeah, I'm living in your head, rent-free, motherfucker. That's me, that's me, that's me, motherfucker. I'm the voice in your head. Don't you wish you were dead? Concede, concede, conceited motherfucking bitch. You're looking at me looking like you wishing you were rich. Hate me, motherfucker, cause I'm living in your head, rent-free. I gotta finish that song. That song is coming soon. That song is coming soon, yo. Rent free. I love it. I would like Swegta back here. Has always been a good guest. Yeah, Swegta's dope. Swegta is dope. We've had some good discussions in the past. I definitely want to talk to him again soon. Very soon. I'll hit him up soon, and I'll let him know that we'll try to schedule something. The transphobia in GTA 5 video, he had a point and was overlooked. Have you seen what he did to the original titles of that video? And the one where he was asking for money because he was going to be homeless? Yeah, I saw what he did to some of them, and it made me sad because I really wish he wouldn't beat himself up for that. I get it. I get where that comes from. And yeah, it was really stupid. The way people treated him over that was really fucking stupid. It's weird to know that half of kids today are watching political content on YouTube and the other half are watching, well, I mean, yeah. I will say, I think it's good that so many young people are into political shit. I think it's good. We need more young people politically active and aware. Even if young people, people don't want to be especially active politically. At least being somewhat politically aware puts them leaps and bounds ahead of people older than them. That's the thing. That's the funny thing, yo. If you are like a young person that watches a lot of like Vosh or that type of content, you're probably leaps and bounds ahead of like your parents, your own parents. Yeah. You have more political knowledge and understanding of the system and the way it works than most boomers, most grown adults with mortgages and houses and kids. So I think it's amazing. It's based as hell that we're getting more young people into politics, and I really hope I hope that means we get higher young people voter turnouts, because that's what's gonna help us get a politician like Bernie, and possibly, maybe, if it's at all possible. And just having young people being class conscious and knowing what a lot of the fucked up shit going on is and being able to call it out. It's really good, yeah. The best political book is The Outsiders. Ponyboy represents society and Johnny represents the oppressed. I haven't read that. I don't know what that is, The Outsiders. Gamers, the epitome of toxicity. Yeah, kind of, unfortunately. Unfortunately, gamer culture is very toxic. That's why we gotta create better gamer spaces, honestly. That's why I've always liked doing gaming content with Annie, because it's nice having like a community that can talk about gamer shit that is also allowed to be a little more left leaning, and isn't so full of a bunch of whiny chuds that get fucking angry or perpetuate their own bigotry and get angry at the slightest bit of representation, and make it impossible to have conversations about these things. It's certainly nice to know that kids today are getting more educated than adults, but also a little concerning, because they're watching stuff that might not be healthy to watch at such a young age. I mean, so do a lot of people. Like, I view content like Vosh and Demon Mama and Hassan and Xander Hall and all of that shit as being infinitely better than most shit that's out there, okay? Because a lot of young people also get pulled in by people like Nick Fuentes. I'd rather see people any day being a Vosh stans than a Nick Fuentes stan. Try the bully community. Met some really cool people. Well, unfortunately, the bully community is one of the problematic communities that we're talking about, because the minute Swegta came out in support of trans people and tried to call out some transphobia in GTA, a shit ton of the people that watch him lost their shit, and that's not good. It's not good when we can't talk about progressivism, or we can't talk about representation without people losing their shit. I mean, like, Gore Video James is a bit worried how they're so desensitized to violence. I'll be honest, I'm not really as worried about that. Well, okay, I'm worried about it. I'm a little worried about it. Because I think it can be bad for you, but, like, at the same time, I went through a phase where I was into gore, and I was into just really disturbing shit, and I liked watching just really disturbing, fucked up horror movies, and I liked actively trying to desensitize myself to shit. It didn't work overall because I am a sensitive person and I am an empathetic person and I care and I feel things and I feel for other people even when I don't want to. And even though I went through a phase of being kind of really desensitized to that shit, it wasn't permanent. Um, and I do think a lot of people go through a phase where they feel the need to engage with that kind of stuff. Um, I'm fine with people going through a phase like that, but it isn't healthy to be obsessed with that. Um, and it is something that children back then watched pretty shitty TV shows with ultra violence and sexual references, yet they're all fine. No kids online is watching gore. Maybe teenagers, maybe no 8-year-olds. Yeah, I mean, maybe the odd one or two, but like, yeah, I tend to agree with that. Teenagers maybe, but like again, when I was a teenager, I was super into violence. I was super into bloody, gory, like really, really violent shit. And now I'm actually far more sensitive to that stuff, and I actually don't like overindulging in really dark, really disturbing graphic content. Um, because it can have a bit of a negative effect on me. So I don't think desensitizing yourself to that means you're going to be desensitized to it permanently. And I've seen a lot of people as they get older become a little more sensitive to certain things that they maybe used to joke about when they were younger. Because with life and experience and maturity comes understanding and empathy. I think a lot of people generally do get more empathetic as they get older, unless they're like super right wing and instead just, engage bury themselves in the toxic masculinity. I love peace, but I love violence. I mean, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some violent imagery at some point, especially, and I get it, a lot of teenagers are angry. I was very angry as a teenager. I needed the violence, all right? It made me feel better. But it was also a phase I needed to grow out of, and I think most people do need to grow out of that. But I'm not going to judge people for going through that phase. I was watching Friday the 13th and saw at 9. Damn. I was way too scared to watch shit like that at that age. I was into that in my, like, late teen years. Early 20s. And then, I don't know. Honestly, part of the only reason I was so into that, for so long was just because I was trying to, like, be the opposite of who I knew I was. I tried to bury my empathy and my feelings because I didn't like feeling. I especially didn't like feeling for my enemies, feeling for people that I hated. Because I empathize with people that I hate. Which can make it hard to sometimes stand up to people. Because even if I really disagree with someone or really don't like them, I can still see their side or where they're coming from. And I think that's valuable and important to do. It just, you shouldn't let people take advantage of you then, You shouldn't be so empathetic that, like, you never stand up for yourself. Fun fact, Bob Marley wrote the chillest dude ever wrote a song called I Shot the Sheriff. Yeah, I've heard that song, so it's dope. I was always into horror and violence in movies, especially as a teenager. I like it as a theme and genre. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, and I think it can be fun, horror and violence and shit, but I view it more, it's fun as, like, a group activity. It's fun to watch, like, a horror movie with other people and, like, have fun, get scared together. But, like, I don't like sitting alone by myself watching horror movies anymore. I did that in a very dark time in my life, and yeah. I don't want to go back to that. And some things do affect my mental state. Which is why I've avoided, like, rewatching Dexter. I used to fantasize about being Dexter. I wanted to be a psychopath. I was desperate to be a psychopath because then I wouldn't have to feel. Feelings can be inconvenient, but turning them off is worse. It's way worse. It's always worse. Anyway, it is getting late. I know I started streaming super late, so it doesn't feel that late, because I've only been streaming for 3.5 hours. But I should probably wrap this up. Yeah, I'm gonna start setting. You know what I need to start doing? I need to start having like a stream goal on the screen, and then like I'm gonna just limit these streams to 3 hours, and if unless we reach like a stream goal, if we reach a stream goal, then I'll do streams longer than 3 hours. But otherwise, these streams get too long. You know what the most chill video game fan base is? Actually, the video game horror fan base is all lovely people. I'm sure they are. Look, I'm sure there's lovely people in every game genre. All right. It's just there's also a lot of toxic elements in gamer culture. Maybe me worrying about the content kids watch these days is just me getting old. I also did actively search for gore and hardcore porn as a teen, so maybe I'm being a hypocrite. You may also be projecting a little bit, if you're being honest, right? Like you maybe like I'm not saying other kids nowadays maybe don't have like maybe some of them do have similar interests as that, but I think maybe you're assuming that more do than is actually the case. You know, or that there maybe the people are into it in such a hardcore way, which I don't think everyone is. Some people are. But again, I think it's a phase a lot of people go through. And look, the thing is, we can't protect children from everything that we've gone through. I heard something. You can't protect children from everything, okay? Children gotta go through their own shit. Children get into violence. They're gonna go through that phase, and most of them will get over it. There's no way to stop them from looking at it. There's no way to stop it from being out there, so it almost just feels like a moot point to talk about it. Anyway, I'm really tired, and I need to end. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Thank you, everybody, for watching and chilling and being dope. Go to bed, Jamie? Yeah, I'm going to bed. Fuck off. Alright. Thanks everyone for hanging out, being awesome, being cool, liking, sharing, subscribing. Remember to join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, follow me on all the socials, go do all the links down there, go listen to my music on all the music streaming places. Consider donating, you know, got an Amazon wish list, got other ways to support me, got a Patreon, only $2 minimum, you guys can support me. But even if you don't do any of that, I appreciate y'all just hanging out and being awesome and being a part of the Hopium fam. And so until next time, have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys next time. Yes, Apple Music. My music is everywhere. My music is everywhere. I am Lady Hopium on all platforms. I only got like 3 songs out right now, but more are coming soon. All right, Rent Free is coming soon, and that's gonna be dope. So yeah, look forward to that shit. I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. Bye, guys.